Hey everybody, it's Ganzo the Gamer, and it's Friday, which means it's time for Paper Magic. Wait, we're not set up for Paper Magic.
No, we're not. We're set up for MTG Arena because it's Friday Night Magic with MTG Arena because they have Throne of Eldraine with Brawl.
With Brawl, and of course I'm joined with Dr. Venture. Can't miss you out. That was too good of an intro, though.
Freaking Brawl! I'm so hyped.
I'm so hyped too. I've been like, I knew we had to play this for the first time on stream, so I've just been like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
That's the whole fact that they're throwing their full weight behind Brawl now, giving it proper support. It's in Arena. Actually have use of the command zone that was there for I don't know how long now.
At least in code.
It was a while. So they'd been working on something of the sort for a while, and now it's finally paying off. We've got the Precons from Throne of Eldraine to actually go through and play with. No mods or anything like that, other than, as Ganzo had discovered when he was looking at least some of the decks beforehand, they have made modifications to 2 of the decks. Specifically for Arena, because rather than it allowing you to play multiplayer, typically would with Paper Brawl, which is what the Precons are going to be coming on, and when the set is released next month, they've gone through and taken out those cards that were specifically geared towards multiplayer play,
and
to balance the decks a bit better for 1v1. Which is what we have available here on on Arena.
Right.
So yeah, with that, I believe the decks that were modified were the Knight deck, so
which this one has charge,
which has Shivan Dragon in it, and yeah, I've been so hyped for this that I've just been going through and reading up as much on it as I possibly can.
Which doesn't surprise. Oops, not to my decks. My decks are useless at the moment.
They will do nothing here. Until we can go through and make our
nothing
own
has changed.
Brawl decks.
My decks are useless.
They're
not useless.
No, they're not.
Just the ones that I personally designed.
Okay, Knight's Charge and Savage Hunter.
Okay, so yeah,
have both been modified. So, as mentioned here, these decks each have 2 different cards than the tabletop versions of these decks. Mask of Immolation and Izoni Thousand-Eyed were added to the Hunter deck.
What was it?
Mask of Immolation and Izoni Thousand-Eyed.
So Izoni, I mean the mask is right
Izoni.
there.
Just on it.
Ouch!
No.
No, wait, where is it?
Izoni. Izoni. I guess Izoni.
Yeah.
The one that goes through and makes a whole bunch of bugs, I believe.
Looks like it does.
And
that was gonna bug me.
But
a groan was the appropriate reaction, for sure.
Alright, and then for the Knight's Charge deck, Shivan Dragon and Tajik, Legion's Edge. Taj. Freaking flaming sword, dude.
Yeah, I really should have been looking into the cards and read.
So those were replaced to make more sense for 1v1.
Right.
Which is what this mode is. But going through and playing the mode with the 4 available free precons, then goes through and allows you to earn cards from Throne of Eldraine in actual 4-of playset. Yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, it's not just 1-ofs. It's not just random ICRs. They're specific cards.
That's pretty awesome.
So with that out of the way,
I'm very glad you're way more up on this than
I've been so freaking hyped for Brawl. Brawl getting proper support. Brawl being on Arena, as it should have been always
from the get go. Sweet. All right. Well, I think that's time for me to hit start.
Heck yeah, dude.
Where do I go with?
Let's do this.
I mean, Knight's Charge appeals to me. But with all the jokes about fairies and stuff in the beginning and people thinking it was an all-fairy set and being very wrong, I'm going to go with the one with fairies in it.
There's more fairies than they really wanted to go through in the pit. Right up with that as well.
Is there?
Yeah. And being that I was so hyped, I may or may not have gone through and actually played a match already.
On your account.
Arena's actually working for me at home now. The client somehow, through whatever magic, is now actually consistently working for me. So I've been playing without having the headaches of rolling the die on whether the game was going to even start for me, so I've actually been enjoying it, and yeah, as soon as I saw that it was available, I'm like, alright, I'm just going to go in, play a game, and when it looks like I'm about to win, I'm just going to concede. And then my opponent beat me to the punch and like just conceded before I was able to concede. But I was actually playing with the fairy deck.
I'm gonna go for log it on.
Which is
Alright, let's hope to
commanded.
get something better.
Something a bit better.
Okay, so that's how they're doing command zone is off to the side. I wanted my reaction to be as pure as possible, so I've not even seen this played.
It's so good.
Which was a lot of like
freaking hard.
matters.
Should have led with the wilds.
Yeah, good point, actually.
Swamp and Signet. Or is it worth going through and playing the Corporate Monitor? Or do you ramp?
I think I'm gonna go for the ramp. Ramp now, regret later.
That's one way to look at it.
Well, potential regret later.
So yeah, as well, I mean, they had an article by Gavin Verhey when the whole thing was announced, talking about how they actually went through and put the decks together, which was really interesting, because he ended up going through and oh jeez, if I don't go through and look it up, then I'm gonna go through and just like butcher the names of it. I don't want to do that. Oh, going back. Alright, so he reached out to Melissa DeTora, and that she was in charge of putting the decks together. She kind of had like a rough outline for them, and then passed them off to outside contractors. Then go through and put the individual decks together.
Interesting.
And then be tweaked along the way. It was really cool. So, what was it? Wild Bounty, I believe, was designed by Emma Handy. Then Savage Hunger was designed by Henry Davis. Fairy Schemes, which is what we're playing right now, was designed by Jeremy Geist. Finally, last but not least, Knight's Charge was designed by Stephanie Shelbourne. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So yeah, the whole process that really went into making those sounded really cool, like a big, wide, collaborative effort. Which is kind of a nice way to go through and properly kick off the format as well. Ooh. With the riots. That is nice. What did that do? I mean,
I have no choice here. Too big. I have to. I don't like losing my commander, but you can't leave a 6/6 flyer on the board.
well, at least you drew a Watery Grave, so if you wanted to, you could replay it right off the bat.
Yes, which I'm going to. The 2 life is worth it. Well, considering I gained 2 life, it paid for itself.
It worked out.
The plan all along. I was going to top deck a Watery Graves and profit.
It balanced.
Not a very
out.
good plan. It worked out, but, you know, very much could have not.
It all balanced out, just like the card balance. Which is, you know, totally not OP because it's symmetrical, right? Wait, is that card a loud mouth breaker?
That was so good.
They are going big with that going of the wide. Yikes. So you're in an interesting position. You can go through and try and remove a bunch of their big threats. Or you can just put out your own big ass threat. It flies, it lifelinks, it dices, slices, even cuts through, I don't know, dragons? Dragon nobles. Apologies. Probably an older sage.
I think I mortify the. I was playing too slow, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know these decks. I'm not at speed play yet. They don't really give me anywhere else to learn them.
And there you are.
Nice.
4 of for Heraldic Banner. Pretty freaking sweet.
I'm so close to getting that next cat too. So close. I'm gonna make it by the end of the season. I'm fairly sure. I should hopefully be right around there.
So did you see the promo video that they had for Throne of Eldraine?
I did see the promo. Only actually after I saw the professor complaining about how they didn't get the YouTube rights for.
Of course, you'd be notified to it from the professor.
I'm like, to be fair, they didn't do it the other times, but they really should get the YouTube rights for that music because you want that trailer to be shared, so you want content creators to be able to.
That's kind of what dinged us last time that we tried to go through and show the War of the Spark trailer, which I was really hyped for on stream. Oh yeah, no, you guys, music, no. Because, I mean, what was it? Professor was going off about the song selection? Frankie Valley or something like that?
Yeah, something like. I actually didn't watch the whole video. I more went, oh my god, there's a Throne of Eldraine trailer? I'm like, that sucks that I can't hear it on the thing. Oh, that's a song. I better watch the trailer.
Well, I know that it's a cover, but I always end up thinking of the Lauryn Hill version of that song anyway. Her cover of it. Rather.
Ditch the ones.
Ditch the evolving of the wilds. Oh, brawl, commanders. Wait, do they have? Huh. I wonder if there are any of the adventure cards in this. Any of these?
I don't know. Ow.
I just want to see. I'm curious as to how much they're leaning into the new mechanics from this set and these precons.
Great. Plague Crafter.
Oh.
Ugh.
That's not nice. That's fair, but still not nice.
You could have let me have the illusion that it was going to stay out for a little while. Nope.
Not really worth it.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's an interesting card. Oh.
What does Angelic's Exaltation do?
So it's +1/+1 for each creature you control when a creature controls on its own. My weenie deck heavily relies on that. Which has mixed results, but is a lot of fun to play.
Fair dues.
Actually, most of the decks I play these days are ones that are of that description. They're kind of janky but fun to play. I take them into play. Not that I don't play the competitive one, but I'm all like, I gotta win. Those ones I'm like,
If it
maybe
does,
my janky combo gets pulled off. I will be happy.
yeah, if it does the thing, I'm happy. That's
Sometimes if it almost does the things, I'm happy.
fair.
It's like, close enough.
No, you can't play the alternate. Pay the alternate.
I still at work getting it out. Steal my life back.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. I'm not wondering. I remember they did say. I think this week is when they roll in the newish version of Standard in an event, don't they? Because that's what they're announcing. Remember, because before they released Throne of Eldraine, there's going to be the event that allows you to only build decks from the rotation onwards. Yeah, I think that's next week.
I'm not entirely sure, but that would make sense.
There is a date on it. We looked.
Dates.
It's more like memory of things, but I just remember now that that's coming in. Good.
Both remembering and dates. Really.
Which means I have to build something and find time to play, because I don't know how long it's in for, but I might not be here for.
Oh, right. Well, if that's the case, I know what I'm playing next week then.
Yeah, that's for sure what's in.
Oh. Nothing survives. Wait, everything survived?
No.
Ah.
Fine. Oh. Still might as well play it,
May as well.
because it's still gonna buff it.
Even if it's by one.
Hey, I
Look
can
at that
gain
life
8
gain.
health, so...
It's hard to complain when it's uptaking your life total.
Oh, I'll find a way to complain.
Oh, I know you.
I mean, there's nothing worse than having nothing to complain about. Absolute worst. It's so terrible. I'm only joking.
This is why utopias just aren't.
Yeah, that is my problem with utopias. It's just I can't complain. What am I gonna do? God, I say that, but there's like people I swear that are actually like that.
That is the human condition, apparently, and unfortunately.
Well, I can't remember. There's some study that was like the happiest people like they found on Earth were like hunter-gatherers that have to like fight for their life every day.
Because every day that you're still alive is a success.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes. You get to copy it 3 times because you have an artifact, you have an enchantment. And then they get 2/2s out of it. Got their king. Probably Ice Zoning. Nah, the only problem is you're upgrading one of those, unless you want to go through and hit one of your own.
Oh, I get them.
Oh, you get them.
I read it the same way as you.
Okay.
I legitimately read it exactly the same way you did. I thought they got it too.
Whoops. Whoopsie doodle. Well, I mean, you were going to be swinging overhead for nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like... That wasn't too much. I had a second of like, why did... Oh, wait, yes.
You were going to be swinging overhead for 11, and although they managed to go through and cheat their commander casting cost because it was a turn to hand, it's still really a ton of opposition.
And I had, not only that, I had so much life. I was at like 40 life. That was an uphill battle. And they're free events.
Like,
I can't
just
play
re-roll. Move on to the next one.
Change decks and stuff.
Yeah. How many wins are you at?
3.
Yeah, you should definitely switch up decks.
I didn't expect such consistent wins.
That was the one thing that I actually found with Alola, which is why it, I wasn't able to actually concede before my opponents decided to concede. That the deck is quite decent. Mad decent.
I like this deck, actually.
Yeah. I was honestly like, pre-order this deck yet? What's wrong with me?
I don't know, I've pretty much already decided that I'm going to get all of them.
So, well-la-di-da.
I say that, I don't know what the price point is at. That my mind might be drastically changed when I see what all 4 of them cost.
Well, I suppose you haven't gone through and taken a look for any of the C19 decks.
What? I have... Well, I did a look. I went to Walmart the other day, and all they had was like the cheapest deck, the Walmart price.
Yeah.
They have them in at Stronghold.
Did you have them back in stock?
Last when I looked, it might be out again. And if they, I should really look, because if I can't get it there, my other option is to actually have them at Fusion, which I'll be there next week.
Yeah.
So I can go pick them up there.
It's funny because I wasn't really too familiar with their online presence. Mostly just seeing them at different Grand Prix or Magic Fests as they are now.
Yeah, I tried that. I knew them from their online because I went and looked for every Magic shop in Canada online to find the best ones.
Yeah.
At least from an online and shipping standpoint, and 401 mostly because of the shipping. Kind of won out.
Yeah.
Because face to face actually often does on singles beat their price, I think.
Yeah, I've tried a few different ones. There was one like what the heck were they, like EI or Newfoundland or something like that. I tried picking up some singles from them. That didn't go well. So I'm just sticking to the larger ones at this point.
Yeah, I think Fusion, it's probably like in the top 10. Can't be the largest.
Yeah, I basically just never got my cards and got brushed off. Never patroning them again.
I do not to blame you in the slightest.
I mean, if I could remember what their name was, I'd talk shit about them, but...
You don't even remember the name, yeah.
No. It was that long ago. At this point, like, what, 2 rotations?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot about Fusion. When I saw them in the list, because of course, I'm going to Winnipeg, and it wasn't the first thing I did, but probably about the second or third thing was, well, what are all the Magic shops in Winnipeg?
What is there for nerdy entertainment? Card stores, game stores, comic shops, collectibles.
Yeah, so it seems basically all of them are all 3 with slight stints towards different things. They all had Magic, but
they have different things that they lean into and specialize in.
Yeah, but they all seem to be comic book / Magic / Pokemon type thing for almost all the ones I looked at.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna try and check out as many as I can.
Oh, of course.
Though I found a pretty decent pinball place, which is at an arcade. Because of course, that was actually the first thing I did was look for pinball.
Naturally.
Which I will definitely get to because it's actually in their main like river district, like the tourist district.
What does Golden Egg do?
I can add a mana. I can gain 3 life by sacrificing it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I can.
Blade sure is annoying.
If this hadn't come in tapped, I could have gotten my commander out this turn with it. But...
So you couldn't make your Golden Egg in 4/4. And then cast the fairy afterwards.
Kind of like it.
Animate your egg.
I've always wanted to animate my egg. Yeah, I'll take a prison realm.
Pretty decent. And nothing left to do but swing.
Turn them sideways.
Jam! So, yeah, I mean, Throne of Eldraine official previews don't start until next week, I believe.
Really?
And yet we've still already gotten a crap ton of previews for the set because there's just so much hype around this. So much hype around this, and then actually they went through and kind of spoiled, in a way, at least gave us names and ideas for what to expect for 2020, period.
Yes, they did. I forgot about that. Which Kamigawa isn't in there, which everyone thought, but...
Nope, no Kamigawa.
We're going back to Theros, though, which I found interesting. Theros, and was it Lorwyn? Is that the second set?
No.
Where's the second set? I was trying to guess based on the symbol on that one.
Back it up. What was the Theros return called?
I can't remember what the Theros return was called, actually.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Beyond Death.
Is it? Okay.
So we're going to the Underrealm.
Oh. Interesting.
Very interesting. So that is pretty effing cool. Even though I missed the original Theros, but I've still played with some cards from there. Especially if you go through and check out our Chaos Sealed.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was...
Which hopefully on
so
Sunday we'll at least jam a couple games of... Not of the seals, but with the decks we made.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone's wondering, we'll be doing our paper on Sunday instead of today.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that they've gone through and switched the schedules back again with the events kicking off in, like, middle of the weekish kind of thing, so... we will be playing whatever the new event is for MTG Arena on Fridays, and then defaulting to, I guess, not Arena on Sundays, unless they're running 2 different events at the same time, in which case we can do all Arena all the time. I really do like playing paper, so...
Yeah, I think we'll try and get the paper in.
Friday Arena and Sunday paper.
Or we will swap them around in whatever way we need to based on whatever they've decided to do.
Yeah, because it would be kind of hard to do both on one stream. Even though we managed to do it for the sealed, that was still kind of like a wonky setup.
Yeah, that was quite the dance that we did pull off somehow.
Somehow. Still trying to improve the overhead card cam though, and see if we can actually get that card reader cam going so that we can get a bit more clarity on what's being played and focused on in the games. So hopefully trying to get it a bit more clear and easy to follow. Easier to follow, hopefully more enjoyable. Play the 2/2, play an Imperial Legal, play a Prison Realm.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna frogify their thing. No,
Is it worth it?
no, not really. Withdraw some cards. It's more just satisfying because I frogified my
I know.
commander. That's why I'm not gonna do it. Tempted to. But it's better not to knowingly shoot myself in the foot. I will unknowingly do that at some point.
A Mortify would be nice, Red One.
Yeah, it would be.
So much Throne of Eldraine's previews. Because we've already had the 4 Precons spoiled, effectively.
Yes.
As well as a bunch of other cards from various different people who have gone through and actually been previewing them. And it finally kicks off officially next week.
Well, it comes into Arena, what, the week after that, doesn't it?
No, it's 26th, isn't it?
It's the 26th.
I do. But we still got a couple weeks.
Alright,
I mean, that's end of month.
Somehow I'm farther into September than I think I am. I think it's because like I've spent so much this week thinking about next week that it feels like it's next week. I will not complain.
You gotta get back on our temporal plane, Dave.
Screw your temporal plane.
Fair dues. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Should have thought about what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll pay the idiot tax and do life. And hope to God that it actually is. Ooh. Okay, this is revenge. I'm gonna frogify their friggin'
Going in with the Eagle and then playing Arcanist Owl.
Yeah, I think that's the... I think that is the move.
One Troll, Bittering Witch, Embereth Sky Blazer, and Silverwing Squadron. Those were the 4 cards that were actually replaced.
Right.
Because they were far too heavy into the multiplayer aspect of things. Since Arena only allows for 1v1. Which I'm fine with. Because at least we get to play Brawl. We got commanders in Arena!
I don't know how they would ever do multiplayer, which is a shame. I wish they'd thought more about multiplayer. Well, because there used to be multiplayer standard formats that were officially supported in the Duel of the Planeswalkers.
They had 2-headed giant variants?
They had 2-headed giant and they had non-2-headed giant. It was just standard decks, but fighting more than one at a time.
Oh, wow.
I don't think they carried on with it. Probably wasn't used much. Yeah, it's the only time I've ever played 2-headed giant actually was in Duels of the Planeswalker.
Thing is, well, in order for them to go through and do more than one game space at a time, it would end up having to allow for a layout, in my mind, that would be similar to what you're doing in whatchamacallit, Artifact.
Yeah.
Minus the 3rd lane.
You'd have to be able to move.
And you'd have to be able to do an overview and then actually be able to scroll between the, I guess, 2 at a time opponents. So you wouldn't have that 3rd lane, but it would still be effectively 1 player and 1 player, and then other screen 1 player, 1 player. It might just be a little bit awkward trying to go through and have the actual focus changing back and forth as the players are going.
Yes. It'd still be cool though, but I mean their current design is so...
Yeah, and then you would need to... they would basically need to put in a slider interface similar to what they have already for when you have way too many planeswalkers stacked out.
But then it also...
but it would be on the edges of the screen, so you just carousel...
It drastically complicates the netcode for the server as well, so I can see that's probably a bigger issue.
So much so.
And the rules engine may not have been written to handle it.
You're sitting on way too much removal, dude. You gotta get pieces off their board.
Well, yes, I'm like... That's a given. I think I will go for the prison realm on the
Blade. At least you get the scry out of it.
yes, I'll do that.
And they know that you're sitting on a tribunal anyway. Play the fairy.
I will say I think I play the fairy.
May as well. So we have gotten to see some adventure cards.
Yeah, which is cool.
What was the other mechanic? There was... Obviously there's food, because we get food tokens now.
Right. I haven't actually been seeing all. I really don't know that much about Throne of Eldraine, to be honest.
I forgot. Massacre Girl be like that. Yikes. Moves up the ladder. Oh, nothing died this time though. Aha! Sucks to that, Massacre Girl.
Things still aren't looking too bad for me.
Because what was the other mechanic? There was Adamant? Yes, I believe it was Adamant.
Oh crap, it's me. That was a genuine, like, I was like, come on, what's...
Nah. You're doing it again.
No, I'm not.
You know there's the skip all button.
No, there's not.
Tribunal their fairy and swing out. Overhead. Overhead.
Yeah. I'm just making sure I can't get some extra damage out of it. This won't, because I'd have to hold back too many creatures. Do I swing with everything?
No point in swinging the golden egg, just the overhead.
Yeah.
Woo! Like, how do they bounce back from that? May as well just play that on their turn.
Play what on their turn?
Flash.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So did you actually see the preview video that they had with Cynthia Shepard and Mark Rosewater?
No.
Because that's where they went through and they talked about the new sets for 2020.
I just saw the graphic. Just showing the new sets.
Okay, fine. Of course, I look for MTG sets for 2020, and then it gives me Core 20. I'm like, no. Okay. So Q1 we have Theros Beyond Death. Switch decks.
Yes, I'm gonna switch decks.
Followed up, we have.
Let's go to the other side of the decks and go for the Carnage.
Going
Carnage?
for the Knights.
Yes, Knights. Nice Carnage, as I'm calling it, apparently.
Knights Charge.
Yeah, I know that's what it's called. That's what
Sure.
I just need to be taken out and shot.
Knights Kaharge. Ser Gwyn, Hero of Ashred. Alright, so first set out of the gate 2020 is Theros Beyond Death. Next we have Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. That's basically like a monster world.
Right.
So I imagine that's going to be like all kaiju all the time.
I was trying to figure, because the only reason I said it was like Lorwyn or something is the set symbol looks similar to the Lorwyn.
Yeah, but
That was just like that was just a wild like
stab in the dark. It's
Yeah.
like it's similar-ish enough. Play to get a 2/2. Then obviously after that there will be Core 2021.
yeah.
And finally we're going back to Zendikar with Zendikar Rising.
It's been so long since we've been to Zendikar.
Well, we're going back to Zendikar without the flying noodle monsters.
Oh, there's gonna be no Eldrazi in it.
Yep. So it's just like how it was on original Zendikar, rather than having all of the Eldrazi.
Everybody loves Eldrazi though.
Or
Actually, people do love Eldrazi, but not everybody.
everyone loves a third turn Ulamog, right?
Of course. Who needs, you know, multiple turns in a game?
Turns are overrated. You can't kill opponent first turn, then what's the point? Right? That's how that works.
Nobody else to do. That's not a bad move then.
They're tapped out, you may as well apply the pressure. Oh, only one Knight. Right. Stupid soldier.
There goes
Oh,
like,
savvy, eh?
you gotta be so savvy about it.
Hmm. Well, they've got the food going on. Which, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wait, what's that witch's, what do I call it? Oven. That's a thing.
Still cleared the way though.
They did. Still made their life total go down and yours go up, so it's hard to complain about
I'll
that.
put on the pressure. I need to lose one at some point. I mean, I don't necessarily, but
So I think that's a perfect target for mortification. Mortimify and swing. Figure they'll go through and
which is Evans it. Yeah. Perfect.
Will they double block?
If they're smart, they'll double block the
Bell.
bell. Yeah.
Oh, Bell of the Brawl.
It's still not a bad move for me though. That's all about the pressure. Under pressure.
So what was Bell of the Brawl's deal again? No. In your yard.
This is my yard. Oh yeah.
Menace. Whatever attacks. Other knights get +1/+0, so it buffs the whole team. Pretty sweet. Ooh, Playcrafter. Hey HellZ93. Hall-Z. That's how you say that, right? Hall-Z93. I really like the format. I'm just stoked that we actually have Brawl in Arena right now. We actually get commanders. And I mean, this goes through and paves the way for when it officially rolls in. It's not just going to be Precons. You can go through and start brewing up all your own different Brawl decks with all the different legendaries that are going to be available at that time. So
I believe Planeswalkers are
Oh,
legal
right.
as commanders as well in Brawl.
Right. So
Unless they've changed that. I mean, the original spec of Brawl.
So with that being the case, like, that's exciting. This is going to be awesome. Down a bit. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, we both kind of like the format for a while.
Yeah.
What do you think of the format?
Yeah. How do you find it being as a 1v1 rather than as a multiplayer as it's, typically intended? We mostly just play 1v1 anyway. Yup.
Yes.
And I mean, from what we've seen, they've had, like, in the code to a degree, something for the command zone for a while now, so it's been in the works for quite a bit. And now that we finally get it on Arena and we can just jam out to it to our heart's content, I mean, obviously it's not EDH, you don't have the entire breadth of what's available on there, but, like, this is cool.
That's the one thing you miss the most. Yeah.
Yeah, the multiplayer aspect. But as we talked about, it's like, as we just mentioned earlier, like, the game just really isn't set up for that kind of thing. They would have to go through and do it similar to the, as we talked about, like, sort of the artifact interface, where it's like, you get this board state and then you get another board state, you can kind of zoom out to overview all of them, or just scroll between the two. But that really complicates things, especially as far as, like, as Ganzo had pointed out, for netcode. Because trying to go through and coordinate between 4 different people in one game, I mean, it's already hard enough in some cases with the 2 with the dropping and everything, right? So.
Not yet.
So, I mean, I guess that kind of also lends itself to why we haven't really seen 6-player pods for going through and doing drafts, right? Because trying to coordinate that many people out and keep it all timely on everyone's end is just tricky.
I think that's more it comes down, because it's not real time as much. I think that comes down to they wouldn't want you to wait for 6 people. Because could you imagine queuing up for a draft kind of like MTG Online and being like, we've got 5.
Yeah. And then if you're going through and playing within that pod, like, that's where those things drag out, because you're basically just waiting on whoever's. If some games end up going up quickly.
Oh, geez, thanks for the raid,
Holy crap!
Computer King.
Thank you, Computer King.
And welcome, everybody.
Yes. And obviously we are going through and still jamming Brawl for MTG Arena because Throne of Eldraine. This is freaking awesome.
Right as I lose.
Oh.
My first L, so.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Thank you, Matt. Matt Rellan. Much appreciated.
Oh, yeah, definitely enjoying the Brawl.
So stoked on Brawl. So, we've been looking forward to this forever. We've been saying that this format should have been in Arena forever because...
Yes. So far, I'd say the Fairy deck is my favorite, but I've only played 2.
Yeah. That was one of the comments that I did end up seeing online, was that the Fairy deck seems to be a little push compared to the other ones, but...
yes.
It's Precons. I mean, as we also discussed, they did have to go through and make modifications to 2 of the decks. Thank you for the follow, Halsey.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
Sweet.
Oh, I'm excited to see those. Because, yeah, we have, like, what, 3 weeks until we finally get this fully into the client. And, I mean, along with that, coinciding with the introduction of Throne of Eldraine into MTG Arena, along with the rotation in Standard, One Lung Johnny!
Thanks a lot for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, and welcome. Welcome to the shenaniganry. So, yeah, along with the rotation of Standard, the introduction of Throne of Eldraine, Brawl, we actually are getting the client coming out of beta into full release as well. So it's all just kind of into one big thing of awesomeness. So not just Precons anymore. We're going to be able to go through and, as Computer King has mentioned, start brewing up our own Brawl madness and then trying to see how that's all going to end up working out. So I'm really stoked on that.
Me too.
I don't even have like any ideas for who I would want to use as commanders, but since you reminded me, you can go through and use walkers.
Yeah, there's all those War of the Spark walkers. There's so many commanders.
There's so many good 3-drop walkers that you could just go through and use.
I'm assuming you can still use a walker as your commander. They may have made changes. The original spec of Brawl, which they released 2 years ago, it was before it was around last rotation.
It was around the time of Dominaria, really, when they went through.
Right? Yes, yes, it was.
So, Fibblethip, yes, it's gonna be glorious because really with Fibblethip, you want to go through and try and maximize the card draw that you can get off of them, right? Oh, so many cool ideas for what you can do. I don't even know who I would want to. Like, you'd want to get some. I'm thinking like probably a cheap commander, just so you can continue to replay it. You don't have to worry that much about.
You don't want to be too high on it.
So the rules that they're showing so far indicate yes for Planeswalker commanders.
Nice. Please.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that I was thinking. It's like you can go through Halsey, as you mentioned, like take some of the archetypes that are really working in Standard right now, and then just try and morph that into a singleton format. So Omnath and just go full on elementals with that, like throw in Chandras and whatever the heck else is going to go through and actually end up benefiting off of that. I mean, I suppose you could have Nisa. Or going through and cranking out elementals, getting the whole synergies for that stuff going on. I mean, one of the ones that immediately popped into my mind to try and go through and evade the commander tax would be Squee. But Squee's rolling out.
Oh, right.
So I can't skirt the command tax and play him from exile. What? Doesn't mean that there's not going to be still a heck ton of sweet legendaries and walkers to be able to build from guilds forward. Do you throw out a body or do you mortify their commander?
The debate I'm having at the moment.
Trixie.
This deck is definitely not performing like the Fairies one was for me.
That was the one that I did go through and take a spin. Ooh,
Mono Black
Sorin.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Are there going to be enough vampires left post-rotation, though? See,
That's a good question, yeah.
These are the things that bother me, because we're going through and seeing Ixalan and Rixalan go, along with Dom.
Where there's a lot of vampires are in there.
Yeah.
There are a fair number that aren't, though. Some of the better vampires, though, are in that older set.
Unfortunately. Doggone it. This is why it's like I kind of don't want to take a look at this stuff until after rotation, but it's like you need to think about it going into it. So it's like, oh, right. All these sets.
I imagine there's probably not going to be a lot of vampires in Throne either. I guess there could be, but...
Are there a lot of vampires in Fairy Tales in general?
Can't think of any off the top of my head. But
apparently there's a lot of food in Fairy Tales, so we're getting food tokens. We've got food tokens.
Everybody loves hearing about food.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, we've already seen some stuff from Eldraine, because even though it doesn't... Spoiler previews doesn't officially start till next week. We've had 4 of the Precons rolled out, as well as a trickle of a bunch of other cards. Oof. I mean, we know at least confirmed 2 of the 3 walkers that are going to be in the set.
Oh, well, yeah, because what's his name?
Guess who's back? Well,
what's his name?
Garrick's back.
Garrick, thank you.
Back.
He was one of my favorite planeswalkers, like back in the day, like when they first kind of introduced them.
Big, beefy green. And now he's gone through and morphed over into Golgari?
Yeah, he was Golgari. Mm-hmm. Well, he is reanimated, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
he was in his last iteration before now, and he's continued on with that trend. But which adventure are you going to go on?
That's not worth returning to my hand. I think Taj might do something for it.
Yeah.
I'm just not getting the luck this time around.
Oh, that Colossal Hammer. Garrick, honestly, I'm figuring that going forward, we might actually be able to try and pull off Wolf Tribal?
That'd be pretty cool. There's some pretty cool pieces already, so...
Well, yeah, because we have Night Pack Ambusher, which is from M20, right?
Yeah.
And then prior to that, we had Arlene Cord, who's the walker from the War of the Spark. Plus, we had Tolsimir, right?
Right.
So we've got wolf synergies going on there.
There's other pieces in
Throw
M20
Garruk.
too.
Yeah.
So.
And then you throw Garruk in there, and Garruk just goes through and makes wolves that go through. That was the interesting part about Garruk. He doesn't go through and really uptick. He's got a 0 ability, and then 2 minuses for minus and an ultimate. But the 0 ability kind of goes through and actually does the uptick in a way, in a roundabout way. But it also builds it up so that you can, for like, what do we call it, commander shenanigans or anything like that, you can try and pull off Garruk Tribal. Because this Garruk goes through and buffs other Garruks as well through his 0 uptick ability.
Nice.
Absolute most powerful is Yarok. Who's Yarok again? Clearly I haven't been up on my M20 nearly enough. Because, oh right, what was the... I mean, this deck is obviously more than a couple weeks old at this point, but the 4-color Kethis combo shenaniganry deck, that one sounded really interesting. Oh yeah, Yarok the Desecrated. Death Touch, Lifelink, 3/5 for 5. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of... Oh, right! This is the Panharmonicon on a body.
Oh.
Panharmonicon on a stick. So, yeah, ETBs causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. The ability triggers an additional time. So, yeah, Yarok. So much value. So much value.
Yeah, it would be nice. I wish we were historic too.
You
Like,
know, it could happen. Could happen. It's not going to be out of the gate, but it could happen later on. The thing is, along with that, like, we kind of really want to see more of an expansion on historic, and
Yes.
would really like to see a reversal of their 2-for-1 on the wildcard redemptions, but whatever.
yeah, or at least them going back to the beginning of sets that they had implemented already in the client.
Well, that was the other thing that they went through and discussed about historic, was that, I mean, much to our annoyance, because we already went through and played through Amonkhet and Kaladesh block when they were in here before, that they're only going to be going through and introducing curated sets of cards later on, once I think they're starting in November.
Yeah, once
And
they're in
then-
November, which is also when the 2-for-1 kicks in.
Yeah.
So I could see them doing a reversal on the 2-for-1.
Well, likely, especially from some of the stuff that I've read, they like to go through and give you the options of, here's something terrible. Oh, okay, so we're gonna roll it back so it seems less bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
And these games are going like polar opposites of the fairy tech games.
Yeah, this is grindy.
It's been an uphill battle.
Yeah, the Atella, Artful Provocateur. That deck is pretty push. I was the one game that I played with it, I really enjoyed.
I think we got the card thing up. Talking about cards. If it's actually
Alela, my bad.
We'll have it. No, we don't.
Whoops.
Darn.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe. I do really need to find a way to release all the small little tools I've developed.
We'll get on that. We'll get there.
One day.
I mean, we're still trying to go through and figure out our stuff to try and get it a bit more optimal.
Well, yeah, the life tracker for our paper. That's a long. Possible.
That's fine though.
Oh, I don't know what to do here.
Gotta do something.
You say that, but I don't have to do anything. I could just lose. No, I don't.
Targeting and blocking. So
No point doing the damage.
no. So
Do I have anything in my graveyard?
No, nothing worth it. What does the Swordmaster do again? No.
Be a lifelinker.
I just skip it. Yeah, 2 for 1 is booty.
Yes.
It's bunk. It's just... As has been pointed out elsewhere, it seems to be the whole bait and switch that they like to do, where it's like, we'll give you the less desirable option, and then we'll go through and give you the real option that we wanted to give you all along, but we wanted to butter you up for it by giving you something that you're really not going to like. So
yeah, so that our true option go. But then, how can that not be the true option? We would just be one.
Or as someone had pointed out, then it's like, well, if you want to get one from a specific rarity, you do that one and then one below.
That would be.
I'd say one. Yeah, it's still no. That's still crap.
Yeah.
It should just be 1 for 1. You shouldn't have to do a 2 for 1, even if the next one is a downgraded rarity. If you want a mythic, you should just have to spend the 1 mythic, not 2 mythics or a mythic and a rare.
That's actually good.
It should just be 1 for 1. You want to go through and actually encourage players just getting into this to try and dip their toes into the historic format?
Yeah,
without
I mean,
getting completely rolled over?
That's true. It really does put up a barrier between, like, to brand new players.
Yeah. That's really who you're penalizing. Like, oh, you're rewarding the people that have been playing it from the beginning. Well, yeah, but if we have if there's a smaller base of, like, if there's a smaller pool of people playing in Historic, then it doesn't really bode well for the format in the game itself. Don't put hurdles and barriers in front of this stuff. Just make it as easy and accessible for everyone to go through and play as possible. That way, hopefully, we'll go through and get more cards put into the actual historic pool.
That's true.
I don't see how that could be a bad thing. Of course, as I say that, then it's like, oh, fine, here you go. Here's Kaladesh block. Oh no, it's Scrappy's Crown Draw all over again.
God, I remember that.
Every deck was monocolored except for the splash for black in order to be able to run Scrap Heap Scrounger.
The theoretical splash for black.
Because they were just running dual color lands for those ones. It's like you're mono red, but you're running some Dragon Skull Summits or something like that, so you can go through and pick up the black mana for Scrap Heap Scrounger. Or you're running mono black, but then or mono green, but then you're going through and running whatever it was, so that you could go through and play Scrap Heap Scrounger.
I can't get to my commander. This is so brutal.
The commander's too expensive.
Yep.
And there's seemingly not enough ramp in this deck.
No, there really isn't.
Like, is it just the Arcane Signet?
Parhelion!
Oh,
Oh, that is not good.
that's game. Unless you can respond to that. Like, they'll crit, they'll swing with it. You can respond it. You can response it. But it's still gonna leave 2/4/4. It's gonna still leave 2 Sarah tokens, effectively.
Yep, it is indeed. Things are not looking good.
No. Repeatedly taking 8 to the face overhead. You need 1 more mana so you can play that dang sheep. What's Sir Gwen's deal again? The commander. Vigilance Menache. Oh, okay, and it cares about equipment. Passola! Ah, doggone it.
There's nothing I can do.
Ah. Oh.
That is that too.
Play all the Meteor Golems.
Are they doing what I did last time, which is thinking that they're waiting for me, and then
Waiting for me, waiting for you, waiting for me, waiting for you. Keeper of Fables. You got a card. Fine. Doggone it. What does their commander do? What does the Teller of Tales do? Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Ow.
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit.
Land would have been really nice.
What do you need land for? What does Order of Midnight do again? Alter Fate, return target creature card from the graveyard to your hand. Doggone it. So
Doesn't
I guess you're
help me
playing
at
the
all.
knight. What else doing?
But it.
It's the knight and pass.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to do much this entire game.
You haven't gotten any mana. You haven't
know.
gotten any land to play anything. Just. Ooh. I don't know about this deck.
Yeah, me either. Berries, fantastic deck.
Mm-hmm. The one deck that I've managed to play with has made me
Part
was the
of-
fairy deck, and I was just like, "God, I want this deck now. I want it in paper."
Yes, I definitely want that deck. At the moment, if I have to choose one, that's the one I'm going for. The night deck is easily the worst.
We went from like what was seemingly the best to seemingly the worst deck right off the bat. Damn.
I think I'm going to change after this, but
Yeah.
the $1 million question is, should I change to another one?
What do you mean?
Should I try one of the ones I haven't tried?
Well, yeah. Obviously.
I mean, I could avoid those so that when we get to you, that's the...
Ooh, right, Jund. Which one was the Jund deck again?
Berries is definitely the best.
Jund. Oh, Jund is just fun in general.
Abs-
Okay, so that one is the Dragon Noble deck.
Right.
Corvold, Fey Cursed King.
I fought that a couple times. It
Yes.
actually looks like pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of the first decks that you went up against. That deck was actually, like, mad decent.
That is what I am going to play next.
And, I mean, you get a 4/4 flyer for cheaper than what your Sir Gwen costs.
Yeah, Sir Gwen is way too long.
6. Arista snacks. I like that. Defo snack. Well, yeah. Whenever Corvold Fey Cursed King enters the battlefield or attacks, sacrifice another permanent. Which is why it works so well with the Izoni 1000 die, which was one of the modifications for Arena as opposed to tabletop.
Okay, I think opponent's just taking the piss at this. Like, they should be so much more aggressive.
Are they trying to avoid a blowout from like a Settle the Wreckage or something? No, that wouldn't be in here. What the heck would be in here?
Guess
What are they
so.
trying to
Board
play
wipe.
around?
Yeah, I'm like, what are they? Because that 5/5 overhead would have been completely unchallenged.
Well, again, you could have responsed it, but that would have just gotten rid of the.
Yeah, but they don't know I have it. I mean, yeah, there's a chance I have that, but
that's like.
that seems a really weird.
What are they trying to play around?
I'm still not getting land.
This is painful.
Oh.
You can't do all of it. Yes. So using the War of the Spark, Sorin for Brawl, I really like that.
Yes, yeah, because you would do, I think, better to be in the Wars Off.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely got to be a bunch of Wars of Vampires and Guilds and Ravnica Allegiance.
Yeah, I think it would make up for those set 12 nights, for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you could probably throw in a Minor Aristocrats theme in that one, and that would probably work as well.
That's not good. I gotta keep enough open for response.
Or you could just swing out and just take heck with it. That is wonderful flavor. Crystal Slipper giving knights haste so that they go faster in heals. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe.
So that's why I always fall flat on my feet.
I mean, yes. Screw a sensible pair of flats, right? Not just heels.
If they don't swing with Parhelion this time, I'm just gonna go kamikaze on my next turn and then concede.
You've been stuck on 5 mana for how long?
A lot of turns.
Okay, this is the thing. Now they've gotten rid of your Taj, so they can go through and actually start removing your creatures.
Yeah, so
with damage as opposed to traditional removal, I don't know. What color is that thing? Okay, so green, white, blue. I still don't know. I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know. Why wouldn't you use Parhelion? My only thought is they don't understand how Parhelion works. Which is plausible. But it's so hard to pull off Parhelion.
It really is.
So, I mean, they may have never seen it.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, who plays Parhelion anyway?
I play Parhelion, but not in Standard.
Well, exactly. It doesn't get run in Standard. I've played Parhelion in that sealed from the War of the Spark.
I had it in my Sarah deck. That's right. I actually removed it because it still wasn't even really pulling off an Oathbreaker.
I have it in my Gideon Oathbreaker deck, but that's because that deck is silly.
I just found more powerful things to put in a slot. I went a little lower on the
mana curve.
Yeah.
That just means you need more ramp, my friend.
Not a lot of white ramp though, is there?
Land tax.
Not a lot of white ramp I can afford to buy the card from.
Smothering Tithe.
Yeah, that's a good one. That one's not cheap either, actually.
No, it's not. I picked it up from a guild kit, dude.
I would say it's actually about the same price.
No.
I think as land. No,
like less than half.
Oh,
hey!
It's a land!
It's Command Tower! Sweet. Not that it matters.
I think that's still a move. I don't... Do I just concede? I really like to try and play games out on, like, stream, but...
This has just been going on.
Honestly, if I've been playing...
You can equip that for free, you know that, right? No one has the one viable target, but that's fine. Alright, so here's where you get slapped with the removal hammer? Nope. Come on, swing with your 11/11 now.
Ghost Brawl. Interesting.
Card draw's not a bad thing. Especially when you get a scry off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Parhelion still seems like...
Yep, that's fair.
Not that surprised.
Half shark, alligator, half man.
Oh, there we go.
Swing out. There you go. Still registered.
I got there in the last second. Oh, that last second, good game.
So, Knights. Woof.
Savage Hunter. Let's go for this one.
Go for the Savage.
Let's jund it up a little.
Jund it up a little or jund them out? Just jund them out.
That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm at least junding it up a little.
Jund it up before you jund them out. Do the jund. Yeah, I
good
don't know what
times.
I'm doing there. Okay, so
5. Yeah. I like the free mulligan, which is nice. You guys.
yes, but it doesn't sound like they're doing London for this.
Was they not?
I don't know. It didn't seem like it from the article that I read through, but I could have misread that. I could have misinterpreted it.
Does anybody in chat happen to know? Are they doing London? I've only ever used my free mulligan, which I have used a couple times. That witching well is actually quite.
Mm-hmm. Because you... Okay. You get the draw later. Thing is, opponent is playing fairies.
Yeah, I just try not to pay attention to that or call it out at all.
Swamp Invasion.
Oh. Where's the invasion? Right.
It gives you repeated targets to go through and sacrifice to your fake cursed king.
Yes.
Oh! Right off the bat! Damn!
There goes that idea.
Mayhem Devil or Mask of Immolation?
I think I'm going for the body.
What does the Mask of Immolation do again?
Rates
are 1/1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then attaches the mask to it.
The evolution stage would be a lot nicer if there was proliferate targets on.
I know, it's like, yeah, it's in theory it seems like it would be good,
but it ain't. It's not. So you're just swing and then immolation.
Yep. Will mask the internal pain of those moves. Yeah.
Like, this isn't what I wanted at all, but what else?
I had haste, I should have done it up front. Oh.
Apologies.
I didn't even notice it. That's fine.
You know, for all the times that I go through and play Mask of Immolation.
Oh, yeah, I think I've... Oh, Smothering Dive.
Hey!
We were just talking about that.
Ouch. Not what you want to see on the other side of the board. Yeah, I'll on it. And the 2.
Yeah, it's not, because I'm not going to be able to cast anything. I meant to pay the 2, actually.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to... What about a cast?
Stage?
Yeah, fine. Swing first.
I mean, it's another body on the board.
That's true. Hey, it's going way better than the last game.
Mm-hmm. The Jund is actually working. I mean, you've got full Jund out on the board as well. The black, the red, and the... Ah, snap! Alela's out.
He's good.
Wait, do we need to clap our hands or say that we believe? I don't remember how it works for fairies again. One damage to any target. The opponent?
Yeah, it makes more. Solve, yeah. Yep.
Untaps the signet.
Probably.
Thinking about it.
Seems like a no-brainer. Play the Jungle Hollow. Oh, I screwed that up.
How so?
Alright, no, I'm being stupid. My mind's thinking Oathbreaker.
Guess sacrifice the 1/1.
Well,
Ping out their 2/1 flyer.
might as well.
I guess you should. Yeah. Played the Jungle Hollow afterwards, so you could have proliferated off of the Evolution Sage.
Oh well. I wasn't actually even thinking of that. That would have been the way to do it. I mean, yes, that's what I was thinking all along. Ah, good times.
Huh?
Yeah, I think like it might be a little bit big on the frame.
Maybe.
My head's covering part of the land.
That's why I'm staying low.
I'm too tall to get low. I'm already low.
Oh. That's annoying. Oh, how many triggers are there off of that one? So you get 2 more? Damn it, you can't even take out one of them. Yeah, I guess
smarter I could have been.
throw it at their face. Oh no, wait, you only had...
I only had 2, yeah. Oh. I'll take it.
Ah! That burned with the power of lemons. Hey, what's up, Slapperman?
Hey, how's it going?
How goes in the future? 4 ball. Grey-Cursed King. And no... it's permanent or creature? Permanent. They could bring back if we wanted to.
It's worth it, though.
Well, what else do you have? There's Taste of Death, there's Keeper Fables, or the Dragon. Great treasure tokens. What does Keeper do again?
Never one or more non-human creature to control deals count.
And Death?
Death is each player sacrifice 3 creatures.
Oh,
So no.
no. So, which one of those other 2 bodies? Fables or Dragon?
I'm gonna go for the Fables. Then if I still get a card draw off of it, I think, right? Do I have to?
Things gotta happen for that to work, but something like that. Dang it.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, I was gonna swing in, but
Nah, they can create.
yeah, it's a bad idea.
Seemed like such a good start. Now they are stabilizing.
They really are.
Fairy's deck is just
To be fair,
crazy.
I think I may go quick switch to fairies after this and see if I can bang in 1 or 2 more wins before we switch.
Not even gonna try for the other deck. Animating fairy. Wait, did that play that off of the advent? Or did... Oh, 9-10.
Yeah, not much I can really do about that either. I don't know. If I block it, I'm bad. Or I'm screwed. If I don't, I'm screwed.
Get rid of the dang provocateur.
Yeah, I kind of have to. Gonna die, but
Another chase 5-star in your
Nice.
gacha game? Congratulations. Wait, is that the new NBA 2K game?
and then no attack.
What? That's a gacha game at this point, isn't it? Joining the ranks of like FIFA.
It's not a gotcha wallet type game.
Isn't that what all those gacha games are?
Pretty much.
Which is interesting because they had a bunch of laws, I believe, passed, or at least a law passed in Japan going through and addressing gambling, which actually specifically called out gacha. I think, what was it, pachinko type games and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where Konami decided to go through and be like, yeah, we've got a lot of console stuff that's really good for us, guys. Do you remember we make console games? Not just pachinko and mobile pachinko. Ooh, Moonlight 5-star, which makes it 5 times as rare. Sweet. Death Sprout, their shambling suit.
Yeah. Ah! I'm still dead though.
Yeah. Yeah, you very much are. Are you though?
Just... Yeah, I'm dead.
Ah, getting ready for the class of violin.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out for at least a sec before. Right as I'm losing. The swap to piano.
Swapping to piano, nice.
I wish I stuck with piano.
Likewise. And that I would have started and then, you know, stuck with it.
Like I took piano lessons for 3 months, maybe.
Well, it's always kind of curious. It's like technically piano is a stringed, it's a string instrument, but
Yeah.
you never really consider it as such.
I mean, I played all around on the piano we had all the time.
And I on my keytar. I mean keyboard.
I mean, I do actually have a keyboard now that I never play. I actually couldn't tell you where it is at this exact moment. I think it's behind us in my music equipment pile, but maybe not.
Somewhere there. Well, can you at least USB it out to go through and use it as a controller for a computer? Or DAW?
Yeah, pretty much. That's mainly why I bought it. It's not the best keyboard, but it's got MIDI in it, so I'm on fairies.
It's like, nah, screw it. Berries. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough indeed. Well, we're getting closer to the time. We should probably do a switch over, so I'm just going to try and cram a couple wins in now.
Fair enough.
And leave the last one for you to preview. I mean, that's 100% what I'm doing. I mean, not because this deck seems to be better.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan all along. That was the plan all along. It's the plan all along. Yeah, that's it.
Status update on the game. There's not much of a status update. Still in works.
So Tapland?
Yeah, I guess you should have a tap line. I was thinking about 2 things at once. So, my thinking was maybe we should be trying to make a story-based game. Or, one of those, like, anime type ones. Put a nice story in. Along with some nice art. Seems like a good way to make some money.
Yep. Yes, DJ Kid Infinite, we are Podsixclub. Thank you for the follow, by the way. And we're going through and dipping our toes in the actual Brawl event because we freaking have Brawl in Arena, Commanders, Command Zone. And yes, and welcome to you to the channel and all the shenanigans here. Because yeah, we've swung back around. We've swung back around to the Fairies deck because that's the one that we started the stream on, and that's the one that it seems to be performing quite decently.
Yeah, I think Adventure's way more enthused than I am at the moment, but
it's Brawl! Brawl!
I'm just low energy. I'm enthused. I'm just not showing it.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I've already drank my cup of coffee, so that's out the window. But
oh, I realized what I darned myself in the beginning. I drank out of the pink punter cup. That's why I've been punting all evening.
Pass or no pass?
Pass.
Because now I need to go through and try and think of what Brawl decks I want to go through and make for rotation. Since the two Brawl decks that I already have built are on the ways outs. Saw the spoiler, then logged in and died. Then got back in the chair and played, yep.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do after you die? Just get back up and get into the chair.
You just respawn and do it all over again. Corridor monitor.
Sure, I might as well.
Yeah. Do as
I mean, I
much
get to
of the thing as
untap
you
this, but it doesn't really help me. But I should be able to get my commander out.
Opponent doesn't know that. You could still go through and be like, haha, something off the heraldic banner.
That's true.
What does it do again? The rock? Ah, Baloo.
Yeah. I went with blue because you get the fairies off of the provocateur.
Right.
So
Yeah,
at least
actually,
that way it gets the pump.
in fairness, I'm pretty sure I did the exact same thing when I played that. When I was manning the deck. Piloting, yes. Ah, Trulane. Human Druid.
They're playing the deck that I haven't tried yet.
Of course.
As planned.
Yeah.
Just to round out the stream.
It's a plan all along. At least, dang it. That Kroll Harpooner's got reached on it.
Does.
And suppose you could Mortimify it.
I probably want to mortify their legendary, though, to be fair.
Another commander.
She made a magical girl pose.
Cheat. Why not? I mean, how much more magical can you get, right?
Who?
I mean, at least there was no transformation sequence. And then the fairies start turning all Sailor Moon on us.
Oh, actually, I looked at one of the comic shops in Winnipeg, and one of them there was just like a huge things there. Yeah, we're having lots of fun.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge section of Sailor Moon stuff.
Yeah. Don't show Cardigan then.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like, that totally would be her jam.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to think. What was it that we picked up for her last time?
Oh, good move.
Oh, Mammoth.
Yeah, I like the man. So.
Mammoth. Oof. I agree. It's the thing is sometimes when you're going through and playing continually getting beat down, it's hard to keep the salt levels down.
It can be, yeah.
I get it.
Well, that's one of the nice things. At least there's two of us. We can usually like assault levels get too high. We can kind of swap.
Yeah, we could try to offset the salt at least a bit.
Besides, my doctor says I'm not allowed to have salt, so.
Of course, we would love to see some of the
that
stories.
is.
Of course, Slapperman, send them, send them.
Should I go for?
I mean, if you want to, you can just message me on Steam about that.
I'm gonna go for my commander again.
Comandero. Yeah, I think that's kind of why we ended up stopping streaming like ranked.
Actually, to be honest, I almost never play ranked just because I find it makes me salty. I mean, I do, but I like playing janky decks and players like I was saying before. If I pull off the combo that I've jankily put together, I'm like, yes, I have won, even if I haven't actually won.
if the deck gets to do the thing, it's like, yes! It's like, I don't have to win the game. This is like better than a moral victory. This is just like, it did the thing.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're trying to bring some positivity to your day. Yeah. It's not about winning. It's about going through and just enjoying the experience.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, learning something along the way. Either, like, I never thought about trying to pull off that move. Or even just seeing a different deck build from an opponent. I really like those ones. When you stumble across something that's, like, not typical meta, and you're just like, really? That's awesome.
Well, in some ways, you also get to see more of those too, playing and play. I like, you get to see janky decks. Like, it's not always like those top tier. It's like, oh, yeah. Interesting.
That's why, well, that's why I just love seeing those. Thank you, Slapperman.
Yeah, nice.
And I mean, that's why I just love stumbling across those ones and, like, just, oh, ouch.
That was me, so.
Yeah, that's fair. A more life game would have been nice, but nah, whatevs. But yeah, running into those, like, off-meta jank decks out in the wilds of ranked and seeing them still performing well is just like... Top 10 jankiest decks. I like that. Jank is just so much fun. This is why we're so hyped for Brawl and Arena, because it's singleton. It's like we're getting a... I'm hoping that this is going to be permanently in.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, once they actually roll it out officially with the release of Throne of Eldraine. I hope it's not just going to be like a weekend event. But even if it was just weekends...
Like, even if it's every weekend, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I just, like, if it's like once every month, I feel like that's not enough. This format's way too much fun. It's, as said earlier in chat, it's like EDH.
Looking forward to it, Slapperman, and have fun at class.
Yeah, send us your jank decks.
Yes. Most of what I do is jank, so...
Too much sending out to Brawl, and the programming is done. That's true.
Yep.
Well, I think they've said that they're not planning on doing multiplayer at the moment.
Yeah.
But I would love to see multiplayer.
Would love to, but it's just... Yeah, they're not set up with the way that, at least, visual interface that needs working, and then as well as we've discussed the netcode for getting 4 people to be able to sync up and play out properly.
It gets more complicated. I mean, they could do it.
Yeah. I mean, clearly they do multiplayer in MTGO, but like completely different beasts. So I don't know. I'm just happy that we actually have Commander Brawl.
Oh, I'm gonna go for the free mulligan.
In Arena.
Yes. Yeah, it's all 2-player.
1v1. But I'll take it. It's better than 1v none.
Yeah, it's better than no Commander or Brawl or...
Hello, Karn!
I'm not ignoring you, Karn. I am just picking a land. Ah!
Swamp? Ah, Island.
I want an Island. Yeah.
Very well.
I don't have any at the moment. And
Now the return hello?
Ah!
Come on!
That was 100% a misclick.
Is the client really lagging out that bad?
No, my brain is just lagging out that bad.
Yeah, fair enough. Coffee ran out a while ago.
Client is fine. I'll go with that.
Seen weird things like someone concede and have illegal attackers? So maybe it's there to say you can't attack the player who conceded during an attack step, but then that kind of means the game might go on with 2 other players.
That actually could be right. They could be starting to plan for that. That would be amazing. I hope they are.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
I might have to start poking my my eyes through those logs again.
There's the one weird bug that at least that I've been getting has been not as prevalent since my client started working properly again, but still it's happened a couple of times where I'll go through and effectively like have lethal on my opponent, and then they concede, but it registers as like a disconnect. And so then when I log back, or when it connects me back with the client, then it's like it goes back to the start splash screen. It doesn't show that, like, you know, you won, but then I get whatever my daily is or the XP for it or something like that. Like, there will be something that I can track. It's like, oh, hey, I actually got the win for that.
That went so fast. I'm going to see if this will get me all the way or not.
Yeah, may as well.
If they concede early on this one, I will swap over to you.
Ooh, what's the craziest bug that you're still getting?
Yeah.
I mean, it's... Oh! Yeah, where... The one that... Yeah, the adapt animation getting stuck. That's one. The other one is the... Not the animation, but the actual sound effect from the adapt. Just getting stuck and playing on loop in the background. I've seen that one quite a bit.
I haven't actually seen any bugs in a while, personally. Nothing major.
And when the deck shuffle both me and my opponent. Oh. That's really weird.
The only thing I've noticed consistently is the fact that the longer the client runs, the more it starts to lag.
It's not just adapt either, it can be anything.
Oh, huh.
So some random activated or triggered ability, and then whatever the animation or the sound effect will just kind of get stuck on loop in the background.
Interesting.
Had it happen with Massacre once. Nearly unbearable. Damn it. It's like, alright, can I just go through and like... Because you can only turn down the master and then the background music, right? You can't change the sound effects?
I don't... Maybe... I think you can. I think there's 3 sliders.
I can't remember. Because if you can at least go through and... Okay, so you do have...
Effects, yeah, voice, ambience.
But at that point, you'd just be going into the audio panel and just turning down whichever one was messed up.
Because, I mean, it's so easy to do it.
I think it happens the next game after someone concedes during the animation or sound.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I could see that, how that would happen. It'd do the client a lot of good if you could turn off animations and emotes and pets. Yeah, it's...
So that's actually, yeah, a good point. I mean, emotes you can turn off by muting them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just mute your opponent
Sorry,
to go through. Sorry, Angry Cow Dad.
You haven't warranted a mute yet.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that.
But animations for sure, yeah, that should be, because that would get performance.
Especially on the lower end. Any lower end configuration, so you could actually go through and run it smoothly. Getting rid of pets, likewise. And then, I mean, the other one I know that some people were asking for was the removal of the parallax.
Right.
Because that was giving some people motion sickness. Well, thank you for joining us, Kid Infinite 13, and hope to catch you on the next one. Because we are definitely going to still be here with Brawl and whatever the heck else is in next week. I think that you mentioned is going to be the modified standard going
believe.
forward. So, yeah. The 4-color Kethis combo, yeah. I haven't even run across that deck yet, but I've heard and read quite a bit about it. That seems really spicy, but probably a bit too complicated for me to pilot right out of the gate. Because it's not really an infinite combo. You just got to get it looped enough so that you get enough resources to do the thing that the deck's trying to do.
Okay.
He keeps milling me with his with Nexus in my deck. Oh. Woo! What colors are you playing? Do you have a oh crap, what's that green? Gaia's something or other. The one that goes through and just, if it gets discarded, if it ends up in the yard from your library, I think you just shuffle everything back in. We'll run out of legends eventually. Oh, 5-color Golos Nexus field. Oh, nice.
They've added an undo. Oh, that's fantastic.
Sweet.
I misread things and did something stupid.
There've been quite a number of quality of life improvements on this.
I know.
Even if you go through and hover over the decks, the way that it lays everything out for...
Yeah, it's got all the, like, how much you have in your hand, how much graveyard. It's
That's
fantastic.
Sweet.
Made mythic now.
On Simic Nexus.
Wow,
Sweet.
nice. Congrats.
Very congrats. Ooh, Tamiyon Cavalier.
Nice.
Ah, yeah, that Cavalier. Oh, that Cavalier. Ah, warming up to the sideboarding. Yeah, we really got to get better about playing best of 3. I mean, especially since our favorite card has been unbanned in Standard now. Rampage and Frostodon, but you can't play it in best of 1. Yeah, sideboarding is definitely one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yes.
And obviously, the more of the format that you play, the better that you get at actually. Frostodon totally warping the format.
Ran into him once. I remember when he was annoying in the format. Because that was the same time as...
The thing is, I mean, he only had like a month or 2 of play before he ended up getting banned out.
Those were the days, though, when they were banning stuff, whatever, like, month it felt like. Wasn't, but...
No, but I mean, this was... I think it was a preemptive ban because they knew that Chain Whirler was right on the horizon.
Yes.
Dude played him with 3 mana Chandra and took 2 damage a turn. Yeah, that's a little ill-advised, I want to say. But, I mean, if you can make that work. And they're not being Circle of Protections in Standard.
That would be awesome.
Cop Red.
Well, I mean, they've paved the way for it to potentially come back. I doubt it. They haven't printed those for a long time.
Would have been the last set that Circle of Protections would have been legal and...
I don't think they're even in 6th, if I remember correctly, so... It was pretty early on.
I guess he thought I was on field, but it also was main deck. Yeah. Field of Ruin going freaking... Oh, so many zombies! So many zombies. Getting scape shifted out with a whole bunch of zombies is just...
Arena open beta got so many people back. Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it didn't get us back into it. We got back into it just before Arena started coming out.
Well, we got into it when Duels was actually the main one, because I came back before Amonkhet. I came back during Aether Revolts, the end of Aether. You came back during Amonkhet.
Yeah.
Drug in by me. Willingly, but still drunk.
And I mean, kind of helped along by my family that went through and just gave me a crap ton of cards. So it was like, all right, well.
Yeah, right at the exact same time we all started playing Magic again.
Giving a crackhead crack. What do you think's gonna happen? Played the hell out of Duels. Duels.
Yeah, oh, I love Duels.
Yeah, we got back into it, and then it's like Arena just kind of coincided that that helped just drive everything further along. And honestly, it's made us way better players.
Oh yeah, I was beyond terrible before I started playing Arena. Now I'm just terrible.
And I was pissed when I spent money and found out 1 mythic, 2 rares, 3 uncommons, 4 commons. Well, it seems like they've really carried on a lot of the model for how pricing and monetization work from duels over into this, because they found what worked. Which, honestly, I think they've done a really decent job at trying to monetize this game.
Yeah, I was worried that they were going to be really greedy. Especially when we were in the... Because we were actually in the closed beta, so it was... How are they even going to do this?
Searching and deck building seemed better in duels. I didn't really play enough of it to...
I didn't do enough deck building. I did mostly the, like... the story stuff and learned more about the mechanics. Because it was just as I was getting back into Arena. Arena and to Magic.
Well, because I mean, before that, you were going through and playing the Duels of Planeswalker games, which turned into like a yearly thing, which was then supplanted by Duels, and then Duels being replaced by Arena, which was actually brought in house. So
you could just click different mechanics or filter. Oh, yeah, that would be handy. I mean, you can search for them by typing it in, but
yeah, but if you actually just had it on the set of filters, yeah.
Well, it could jog your memory too when you're deck building, going like, oh, I haven't even thought about lifelink for this deck. Maybe I should put some lifelink in this deck. I mean,
yeah, it'd be nice if they were like, rather than the way that they have it laid out now for the filters, if it was like expandable categories.
Yeah,
you could go through, click on one, and it was like, wow.
And it's miles better than it was when we first got the deck building. So
yes. It's slowly but surely they are going through and improving it. So
you're gonna use the mammoth.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying. Probably not gonna go for the Alella. Probably gonna go for the owl, right?
Or
eagle. Yeah. Nerf your flyers. Fair enough. Annoying, but fair.
Yeah. I actually expect them to go for my commander, so fine with that.
I mean, at least they've gone through for the deck building, filtering and whatnot. They've given you a better option for getting your various different basic lands.
Yes.
And coming off of the Planecation event, kind of timely, because then you can show off all those sweet, sweet lands you got from that.
Actually, I'd be better about doing that. I haven't like really put them into many things.
Well, it's funny because I went through and I just did a revamp on one of my decks to see how it would fare in standard, but I did it off of a fresh build rather than just cloning one of my old ones, and that actually went through and gave me the new Rebecca Gwei lands. So we ended up, I believe those ones we earned from one of the Planecation events, so that was kind of sweet. Like, oh hey, it's not just the standard Rixalan lands. Yeah, because we got back into the card more. Gonna go for it? Alright.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, some of the Eldraine lands are looking quite nice. I was noticing that.
Which one were the Eldraine lands?
Well, there's some of the ones that are in here. Like, look at that. That island's pretty beautiful, actually.
Oh, yeah, just the basic arts that they have on them. Who do they... Oh, Avon. Okay, fair enough.
Cool.
Yeah. Elena Danner. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, too, actually.
What's...
Oh! We're getting bogged down in the lands.
So, that's probably the Mark Pool. Oh, wait, Swamp? Workshop Elders. Right, What the heck was that card?
Really need to get the thing to bring cards up working again.
Yeah. Drop Elders. MTG. Was the swamp one of the ones from Throne of Eldraine? Or was it one of the other ones that they had in the Planescation event? Workshop Elder. Creature card. What do you do? What it do? What it is. Hey. Why you no show me the artwork? Well, that's annoying. Swamp is from Eldraine. Okay. So it is not the one that you haven't played the most. I'll have to. So the text is artifacting. Too bad for me to actually figure out who the artist was on Workshop Elders, but that was beautiful art.
It is really nice art.
That looks like fairy tale art out of a picture book.
It definitely does.
Yeah, there was some of that stuff that they were showing off with like the framing that they had going on, the borders and all the intricate detail and stuff like that in there. It good, beautiful. I gotta stop doing the okay sound. Thumbs up. Or just turn it into yes. That board state is scary. I think you're gonna have to Kaya's Wrath.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I think if my next turn is swing, then Kaya's Wrath.
Yeah, they do look like they could just be going through and spinning yarns and telling tales. And making all of your artifact creatures fly. Fly, my pretties! Oof. 7 for a 4/4 though. But, I mean, it makes sense in this deck. This match is just grinding out.
It is really grinding out.
Not the Keeper of Fables.
Yeah.
More bigger body.
I think I still want a Kaya though on my next one.
Yeah.
Start anew.
Even if you only gain a little bit of life, that's better than none, so...
I'm losing a bit of it now.
4/4 for 7, but it's also another 4/4 if you have an artifact, and that artifact can attack the same turn. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's right. So that's 8 power on the board for 7 mana. That's a fair trade actually.
Their other trick.
And considering you can take all your artifacts and throw them out in the air, that's actually really fair. It's just hard to get to 7. Oh, I've learned the limitations of that a long time ago, unfortunately. Microwave cooking is... That's why I had to upgrade to finger cooking with Phil. Yeah. I'm definitely not one in the kitchen. In that I suck. Oh. Hard to be mad at Cup of Noodle, dude. Instant ramen. So many varieties.
I can't Kaya's Wrath.
That's a fair trade.
Yeah, it's a fair trade.
Go through and split up the duties in a way that makes everyone happier and easier as well. Now share the load. Burn a bowl of cereal, so you're like me with a pot of water. I will somehow set the pot on fire. Geode?
I mean, making that cereal is hard. See, I'm worse. I actually know how to cook, but I just choose not to.
Eh. I mean, I wasn't terrible in home ec, but that was at least 5 years ago. The amount of effort and time for something that I'm just gonna take and shove all in my face in like under 5 minutes.
Wow, you take a whole 5 minutes?
Yeah. Hey, you gotta chew. I'm not quite at that.
Says you.
I'm not quite at that same level of Homer where I can just eat it like a seagull. Massage the throat to get it down. Gotta chew a couple of times at least.
Yeah, split into 3. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Swallow.
So we really.
If you don't choke, you're having a good day.
2-bite brownies? How about no-bite brownies?
This match is sure dragging.
Like, they managed to go through and build back up after the wipe
know.
like that. It's just like, oh, why? But that's what a Zone 1000 died is for. Especially for going through and providing more fodder to the commander. Because being able to sacrifice all that stuff is just going to be like, yep.
Still taking a fair amount on the next turn, to be honest.
Yeah, I do have a similar setup, an arrangement set up with my better half as well, Matt. She does the cooking, and I try and handle most of everything else. I mean, we will split the cleaning a bit. I can at least do the vacuuming and clean out the tub and shower. Bathroom counter is too much of a war zone for me to tackle, though. And otherwise, I try and do as much of the laundry as I possibly can. Yay, shared laundry facilities.
I do not miss that. In the slightest bit.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine it's so much worse for you than it was in my last place.
Compared to where we were before, this place is considerably better. But it's still not... Obviously, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair's fair. Fair's fair. Honestly, right now I have... There's my storage closet that I'm scared to open the door on that thing because I'm afraid everything is just gonna like you typically see in cartoon shows and whatnot, where it's like, all right, clean your room. Everything gets tossed in the closet, and then when you open it up, just landslides, avalanche comes out.
To be fair, my walk-in in my bedroom at the moment is like that.
Yeah. Had family visiting from out of town. We needed to go through and get the place presentable in as quick of a time as possible. Shove it in there! Thoughts on the non-basic lands? Non-basic basic lands. Basic basic lands? Non-basic basic lands.
I don't know, because I don't know what those are.
All right. We're looking this up. Heck with it. What do we got? Oh, those lands are pretty. Oh, I believe that was the swamp that.
That is pretty awesome.
It's not even by Mark Poole. That's by Darken.
Oof.
Or was it this one from Svetlin Belenov?
To be fair, all the swamps are pretty awesome so far.
All of the artwork. Oh, that one with that. Is that a raven or a crow in the foreground?
Only the swamp so far.
Oh, right. Part of that's people are wondering if that's going to be a cycle. What the heck was that one? It was like, witches something, witches.
There's some cottage thing.
Witch's Cottage, I think? It's something witchy. Yes, Witch's Cottage. Okay, so it's a land swamp. Block, no blocks.
Oh, I got a block.
And the artwork
I think
on
I'm still
that
dead
one,
anyways.
yeah. And the artwork on that one is nice too. Okay, so Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other swamps. When Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Well, yeah, I like that. What's not to like? Other than opponent playing it.
So it definitely seems like
yeah.
they're going through and leaning into the rewards for being monocolored once again.
Which is cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Otherwise, are you just going through and playing the shock lands from Guilds of Ravnica? And Ravnica Allegiance.
I didn't get it. Let's see what this pack under packs is. Okay, it's
And 20. So yeah, it'd be cool if those ones were actually a whole cycle.
Ooh. Like that?
Too much winningness. Ooh, Wake Groot. Wake Groot? Wake Groot.
Wake Groot. Oh, so close.
I am Groot. Elemental.
Sure, why not? I'll just throw this in there. I don't know.
Where's it gonna go? Geists of the gods.
Nice.
Geists.
I'm getting close to actually unlocking the whole thing, so.
Gosh.
Alrighty.
Okay. I go get a bit of water.
Alright, you go for the long one. I'm going to swap seats over here. Oop. Hopefully not disappear too much. Go over to our intermission camera, which is a pile of packs.
Slow roll it.
Slow roll it. I am going to go for opening up. We do share a stream account, yes. I'm going to open up some Guilds of Ravnica. See what we got. Should actually have it set up properly too, so you guys can read these. Alright, I'm not going to go through the commons by name. I will go slow since Venture needs the extra time to use a little Planeswalker's room. Ooh, I love those bats. The only problem with this is I open up my booster packs one per week. Makes it really slow. Ooh, Gravitic Punch. We're almost there. Almost. Alright. Couple more. I realize I'm half cut off here. Light switch. Oh, Justice Strike. Rock Charger. Grid for Battle. And the rare. Risk Factor.
Oh, snap! Risk Factor.
And a Selesnya Guildgate under that. And a Soldier.
Soldier Boy, tell him. La la la. I told you to slow roll it.
I was trying to go slowish. I kind of
it's
up.
It's risky to open packs on stream.
Oh yes.
Risky, sometimes really rewarding though.
Yeah, last week we did quite well.
Something like that. Okay.
I would open another pack, but I ain't gonna screw it. I'll open another pack. See what we get. This time I'll do the opposite and I'll speed roll it.
Risk. I completely missed a good pun.
I didn't go over my head.
Everything goes over my head.
Usually goes over my head.
You're too tall for things to go over your head. Come on now.
It's true. They usually just end up smacking me in the head. Alright. Hazard Marshall. Ooh, Crackling Drake. Sphinx. Oh! Arclight Phoenix.
BAM! Damn! Snap!
Fantastic.
Snip snap!
A bird token.
You got a risk factor and a phoenix.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I don't have any phoenixes. I think I have a risk factor.
Yeah, but that, like, those cards play off of each other.
I know.
You can just go through and use that as a base for a deck right now. Damn!
Those were actually the last 2 packs of that booster box I bought.
That's... Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Oh, you opened that thing. It's like 2 weeks too late. You don't even know the half of it's here. I bought that booster box when Guilds was brand new, so I've had that booster pack with it since then.
It's like...
So, more than 2 weeks. Also, how's it going?
You're not wrong, though. With
Oh, yeah.
Faithless looting out of there, it's like mono red. It's just probably not popping in Modern no more. Is it, though? But, yeah.
Yeah, but there's less value in standard things.
May have been too early before people realized it was broke.
That's true, yeah, it may have been too early. Oh well. I usually enjoy opening them one by one. Besides, if I'm running these, I still got that whole M14 bundle I can crack into.
Right. Alright.
I'm now going to pop off stream for a second.
Heck yeah. Stretch them legs and empty out that bladder. Go to the little planeswalker's room. Alright, so clearly I already went through and played some Brawl because I couldn't wait. I really couldn't wait. I was looking so forward to this. Yeah. Because now it's useless because Faithless is irreplaceable. Yeah, it's not the same. It's without that enabler. How have we synced up already like that? Alright, Wild Bounty was the one that we haven't tried yet, so Wild Bounty it is. Do it! Alright, jumping in and hopefully Teller of Tails does the trick and manages to go all the way. Give me those extra 5 wins that I need. We'll see. But if I'm facing the Jund Dragon, I mean, hell, even Dredge has been completely crippled, and that has had already existing extenders. Damn. Yeah, that's quite the bit of the shake up there. What's that one green 1-cost spell that Chulane imitates? I'm not entirely sure. Color Tails, what do you do? Hey. Oh, Spiral Growth? Glimpse of Nature? SpaghettiOs? No one, so alright, we play that and then we pass. Alright. What's that Glimpse of Nature from? I guess I'm pulling out a Island. Do I want an Island? Actually, no. It doesn't matter. We'll take the Island. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Kamigawa. Yo, I clicked the land. Oh, this is chugging. You know, that one Japanese theme set that they had that wasn't at all mildly racist. It happens sometimes when they try to go for... No. Familiar. Gonna die right away, isn't it? Arcane Signet. Fine. Let's go. They changed up Tamio? I have no idea. The only version of her that I've actually gotten to play with is a new one from War of the Spark, because I haven't been playing any of the older stuff. Though I have been looking at them for Oathbreaker, but that's a whole nother thing. Tranquil Cove? Is there something that I can actually play in? Yeah, the Kamigawa set was completely different setting to Dominaria. Fine, we'll go on an adventure.
Like the Portal Third Kingdom.
Oh! Yeah, super expensive cards in that set, just because of the crazy rarity. I mean, who was the one that they ended up reprinting in M25 that like completely dropped off just because it wasn't that push?
I wish I played the Portal Second Age. Was I think the first set I ever bought actually. Based off Chinese Dynasty. Imperial Recruiter.
Yes, it was Imperial
That's
Recruiter.
probably
Thank you. Yeah, because they pushed him out as a mythic from 25 and then just
tanked it.
Even at mythic, because it's just like, well, the supply originally was so low that.
Yeah, because they barely printed any of that for them.
Which is why it's so expensive whenever you see actual sealed packs of it kicking around. There aren't actually many good cards in Three Kingdoms. It's just expensive because it had a really low print run.
Right,
Yeah.
It was weird too because after that they went into like starter 99, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
And then I think they did 99 in 2000, or was it 2000, 2001, and they gave up kind of on starter sets.
Alright, fine. Teller of Tales, you're in. And
so you're playing the deck that I didn't play?
Yep. I have no idea what I'm doing with this deck, though.
I had no idea what I was doing with almost all of the decks I was playing, other than fairies, I guess, by the end.
So, Biomancer. I want to go through and do cheap activated abilities and
weird
multiple
cards.
adapts.
Instant that gives creatures +2/+2 permanently.
Who what now? Oh wow.
Yeah, Portals was supposed to be for new players.
Yep.
Said, I actually remember buying Second Age as the first product I ever bought.
I remember some of my friends playing with the original Portal. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit snobbish about it when I'd see them rolling it into their decks because it's like, wait a minute, like the typeface and everything on those cards is off. It just looks weird.
And it's got the symbol for toughness and power and
Oh, Stormcrow.
oh yeah.
Good old Stormy. The legendary, way too powerful. Burb from Alliances.
I was also thinking of the game shop restaurant over here around here.
Portal honestly was pretty poorly designed.
Probably, I don't.
It took them a while to really go through and figure out a lot of that stuff.
12-year-old me liked it. So yeah, it was probably crap.
Yeah. Sorceries with what?
Wow.
Okay, yeah. That's just weird and wrong, and also weird. When I got to my first LGS, not swinging here. I looked through the penny stuff, found all kinds of legends and jank. I was little, still like, wow, legendary 3/6 for 7 mana? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, that's what the cost was for stuff back then.
That's true. Yeah, you didn't really get cheap creatures, so
Creatures were overcosted and spells were undercosted. That's why you don't see 2-mana counters and 1-mana bolts anymore. I mean, unless with caveat.
yeah.
Wizard's Retort, Wizard's Bolt, Wizard's Lightning, or whichever.
Formats.
Ancestral Recall uncommon. Yeah. Power what, you say?
I just think the deck that your opponent's playing, I've forgotten the name already, is probably a pretty good one too.
The Jund one?
Yeah, the Jund one.
I kind of need to throw bodies there. Doggone it! Well, I mean, that's why after Unlimited they went through and came out with Revised and removed a good portion of the power. And then post-Revised they went through and removed all the duels. Doggone it.
I didn't actually realize that they removed all the duels and
Yeah, it's going from Revised into 4th. Like, nope, these are too strong.
makes sense. I don't remember seeing duels.
Who's excited for Throne? We're excited for Throne.
Yeah.
What?
Your reaction was worth it.
Who are you?
I am. My wallet is not.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it, to be honest. I guess we're putting... I guess I'm putting out the Pixie and just letting that thing die.
I still want to open some of those collector edition packs.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy at least one or two.
Depending on how easy those things are to get a hold of, dude.
Yes.
That's the one thing that really concerns me.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably going to be hard to get loose packs.
It's going to be hard to get packs. The packs are going to be expensive, and they're not going to last for long until
That's why
they
won't get loose
don't,
packs.
and then it's going to be really expensive.
Yeah, and then loose packs will be around because, you know, it's just so ridiculously expensive for a full one.
I don't even know if it's worth playing. That Hydra, no, I guess we're shark crabbing. Shark, oh, Crabula. And I may as well flash that one in?
Yeah, might as well.
I don't know. That's the thing, they've done a lot of switch ups for how they're actually going through and presenting Throne. So, like, I mean, obviously there's what we're playing right now, the Precons for Brawl. I would love to pick up the set of the 4 and then like a booster box and then one of the collector's packs, but that's just, it's too much for my wallet.
I haven't seen what the price on the Brawl decks are. I said that, and then I said that earlier in the stream. I was planning on buying all of them, and then immediately backtracked.
Ouch.
As I can say about this year's Commander, I'm buying all of them. And by that means I want to buy all of them, but I actually bought none of them yet.
Now would be the perfect time to have a 2/2 so I could get rid of this. Ow. Well, congratulations on the pre-order.
Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't actually seen if it's available for pre-order, and
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is at this point.
oh, yeah, I mean,
It's too close for it to not be available. This hurts.
I was about to ask what the MSRP was on the decks, but that's right, they don't do that anymore.
You know that's not a thing anymore. They don't believe in MSRP.
Back it up a second.
Okay. This deck was meh. There's this one guy in my LGS that gets really pissy with the shop owner because he won't sell him stuff that costs. Really? How do you think these places survive, dude?
Yeah.
The slim margin that they get, which is already slim.
Well, like, and the more you sell, the cheaper your price gets. So it's like they have to work hard to actually get that price. It's not just handed to them.
It's like, all right, you want to go through and get stuff at cost, then just set up your own store and buy your own product.
Which is not so easy to do.
No.
Speaking from experience.
We looked into it.
Like we got farther than looking into it.
Yeah. The weird sense of entitlement from some people is just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, even me. I forgot I was wearing this shirt. Well, I intended to change it after doing laundry, but never did.
Meh. Yeah, sure, I'll roll with that. I've not played Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm very not familiar with any of that.
I don't know you at all. I never even really caught Yu-Gi-Oh! On TV or anything. It's kind of just not right timing for me.
Nor I. Okay. And the thing, we'll say you're selling stuff for cheaper than an average and be like, dude, you should be selling for way more than not for half of what you're charging.
Yeah.
Ganzel the Gamer and Dr. Venture Sr. Podsixclub!
Eat.
I mean, we have other members, but no one's ever around. Forest thing is land. Or plains. Plains! Yeah, because I mean, Il's Cardigan is also part of the original trio, and then we have the extended family with like Ender and Llama and Sorcerer, but it's hard to go through and coordinate to get everyone on stream, unfortunately, so for the most part, it's the two of us.
We did quasi rope Llama into a stream sometime in the future.
Yep.
Quasi.
Potentially for the future. And I mean, if Cardigan's schedule ever manages to free up, hopefully she'll be able to join us again.
Definitely make streaming more manageable.
Yeah, we just like to have a party. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
Is it worth putting up Risen Reef right off the bat? Or should I just get the...
I mean, to be fair, if there weren't a camera around and the stream, the only difference would be us talking to you guys. So.
Yeah. It'd just be us shooting the shit.
Hey, what's up, Jim? And maybe slightly more colorful language.
Hey, no apologies. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
I guess like something. Oh, all right. I can pull a gate. I can pull a gate. Celeste. Sure, why not? We are going through and having our first cracks at actual Brawl, the format that they've decided to go through and properly introduce into MTG Arena. It's one that we've been looking forward to for a long freaking time. And with cards from the next set that are coming out, which isn't actually out yet. So, like, this awesome. Wait, I should go through...
How are we looking for wins? Just by killing the enemy, usual.
Yeah, I'm not going to go... I'm going to... Guildgate, fine. That's fine. Totally fine. Oh, provocateur.
They legit had to introduce a rule into Yu-Gi-Oh! That meant people could be DQ'd if they smelled bad.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, at least I got the scry off of this. Sure. Attack.
Got DQ'd from top 8.
Well before they cut to top 8. Ouch.
Oh man.
Bites a little.
I mean, to be fair, some of those big like Magic Fest / GPs on the final days have a certain smell to the room.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in some cases that could also be said about just like regular conventions like PAX or
True.
any Comic-Con like Emerald City that I've been to in the past, where by the time you get to like the 3rd or 4th day, especially with some cosplayers because they just have the one costume,
Right. Oh, yeah.
it
They're
gets
sweating.
a little ripe over time. So, and then it's like the weird balance between that and like Axe or whatever else. It's just like, my cat, not my cat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some GPs.
Yeah. Yeah, you run into the weirdest stuff, but I mean that happens when you get a large enough body of people together anywhere, really.
That is
the weird
true.
stuff that we see on that I've seen on transit.
Yeah.
So, hey, what else, right?
Well, that was an interesting part of town, so he always has very interesting stories about transit.
That's true. All right, let's get Chalain out. Or Chulain. I feel like I'm still mispronouncing this, but whatever. Oh wait, I should have bottom deck that. What am I doing?
Don't know.
Reef, Hydra. That's not going to do me enough. Tome, Vessel. Fine, let's Tome and then Vessel and then whatever. No tax. I get what you mean, but you can definitely tell the difference between someone who's sweaty and someone who hasn't washed. Which unfortunately happens. Yeah, it does.
Yes. Oof.
Yeah. Hitting me with heights. Alright, I think now's the time for the time wipe then.
Hey!
Go through and bounce my terrain so I can avoid the commander tax. Straight to my hand, thank you very much. And then wipe everything else out.
So, full set Canadian at RLGS is $139.90 or $134.99.
And they're already sold out.
They're completely sold out of every Brawl deck.
Of course. I mean, the time to have gotten on that would have been when it was announced. And probably before everyone started playing it on Arena. Hey! There's other places, though.
Yes, there are other places.
Wait, I can actually go through and play Chalain? Oh! Yep. That move worked out way better than I'd planned. Or anticipated. Or doggone it! Wait, it's not hexproof yet, is it?
No, it's not hexproof yet, because they only have 3. One more artifact and it becomes hexproof.
I don't have any removal. No. Damn it. I can Hydra for 6? No, more than that.
Yeah.
7, 8. I can Hydra for 8. Ah, fine. Just do it. Yes. Well, I mean, that would have been handier earlier, but whatever. Alright, just pass. Pass, Ola. Almost legend. So I can actually get some card draw for this, which ain't bad.
There's definitely a lot of excitement around Brawl.
Is it bad that I already have hopes for cards being reprinted in M21? Hells no! It's kind of crazy that we're thinking that far out, but still, like... Okay, you're not... I see where you're coming from, Matt. Especially considering that they did confirm that it's going to be a Teferi-centric deck, or set, expansion thing. I mean, are we going to get a repeat of Core 20 where we're just going to end up having 3 Teferis printed out? That could be... Oh.
So interesting.
Ow. Tribunal! There. Fine. Just give me... I just want them to reprint Kiki Jiki so I can play Kiki combo in standard.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, it's hexproof now. I'm screwed. It's over. It's all over. Planes. Enter the battlefield, look at top 4 cards, roll a land, creature or land, put on top of your library, the rest of the library order.
I'm too bad. I'm trying to see what the deal is. I should have been on this a long time ago. So, 401 is sold out.
Yeah, of course. All of the major retailers that we're going to be looking at are going to be sold out at this point. Alright, I guess I'm trying to pull an Allen.
Well, the weird thing is Stronghold isn't even officially even advertising they have them for sale. I had to dig for it. I've been watching to see for the pre-orders. But I have no idea when they're live.
And that's... Yeah, the giant is actually really sweet. Definitely uncommon, right? Yeah. Wait, what was the Goldilocks that they had? Flaxen haired something or other? And then also the beast that they had. There's a lot of really interesting... Oh, everything's getting bounced. I go fine. I think I might play test it as a 1 of in Titan Shift. Flaxen Intruder. Thank you, Computer King. Thank you. And then, I mean, there's also the beast, which goes through and makes its own beauty so that it can then also attack, I believe.
I love it. It makes its own beauty.
The adventure is to create a 1/1 human token, I think? And then it needs to actually have a 1/1 creature in play for you to be able to swing with it, I believe. Hand. Meso. Oh, +6/+6. Oh, GG. Alright, I gave that one, I think, enough of a shot. Let's switch it up. Had your porridge, had your wife, had your bears, because this is slaughtering everybody in here. Oh, thank you, Computer. Yes, that was great. Yeah, so yeah, it makes a 1/1 human, needs a 1/1 to attack.
Nice.
Thank you for bringing that back. That's awesome. All right, we're going Jund.
I can totally hear it in that voice too. It's like that's the best part of it all.
It's good. Now I actually want to hear that as the song.
Yeah.
But then we know what happens when we go through and try and make our own versions of songs.
No one else beats us to the punch.
And ours always seem to be never to the standard that we want them to be. Hence my bickering about the attempts to try and do the Wander cover.
Yes.
Just like, I know that I suck, so anytime that I try and do something, I'm just like, no, this isn't good enough. This isn't good enough. Oh well. Someone else always comes out with something that I end up being happy. Brown, Guildgate, Wilds. Alright. Wilds it is. A little sad about Midnight Clock. I did a parody of Lola about Deseret and Bolus. Nice. Where might I find that? You have me intrigued. Definitely have my interest there. Oh, I should have done that. Yeah. Well, it's not like I had a play anyway.
That was your play all along.
Yeah.
Keep them on their toes.
Ha! Yo, I thought I did all the pass. Pass all the things. Pasola. Blossoming Sands and Battlefield Game of Life. Yeah. Okay, fine. This way I don't forget. Yeah. It's been a while since we played it with the Wilds.
Oh wow.
I have a swamp. I have a forest. Why are you hanging so much? I get why they wouldn't, because it probably would have been a little OP, but I wanted to see an alternate win con. Yeah, get into the 12th hour.
Yeah.
Brawler. I don't think it's worth it. Plague crafting quite short. Oh. Fair. Flashing fairies. You mind looking up 12th hour again? Or what was it? Midnight Clock. Midnight Clock. That's the one. That's the one.
You know what I should have done during the break was actually fix that.
Eh. If you get in new 7 cards, I don't see how you lose most games from the. Yeah, true. Well, I mean, what was it? Well, that we were playing in an Omniscience draft. The that one dragon that goes through and basically Wheel of Fortunes whenever it attacks. Giving that thing double strike was insane. Yeah, Teferi's just gonna bounce that thing right off the bat. And we'll sing vampire. Invasion, screw it. Took me a little to find it. Hooray for Twitch Sings. It's a blue ramp, but that puts the enemy on a clock in a way. Fair.
Clock.
Right. So it's 3 to play and 3 to put a counter on. And at the beginning of each upkeep, it gets a counter. It's mana rock. Yeah, it seems like a stretch to get to that payoff, but
Yeah.
enters the battlefield. That sacrifices Ombo army, and it does the thing.
Rose.
Hello, my pretties.
Not very pretty.
I have the beholder, my friend. I have the beholder.
That's true. That's true.
Have you seen Winding Clock or Clock Till Midnight or whatever? I believe Midnight Clock was the one that we were just talking about. The problem with that is that you'd ideally hold up mana for counterspell and use that mana on the clock if you don't counter anything. That's true, actually. Oh, what are they doing? They gonna death touch it somehow? What do they have? What are they gonna do? What are they doing?
There's some kind of battle pump.
Man, no blocks. Fine. Do it. Do it. So Teferi stops the counter spells and bounces the clock if he gets too close to midnight. Yep. All right. Pumpkin carriage vehicle. Because they gotta have vehicles.
Yeah, I hope that's a thing. That's just such beautiful flavor.
I mean, also since we're doing the whole night thing, would we get some sort of like battering ram kind of vehicle possibly?
Maybe.
I know we've had battering ram as an artifact creature before, but some sort of play on that would be cool.
Or see if the pumpkin carriage started off as something, but after like a certain number of turns transformed back into a pumpkin carriage.
Shazbot. Okay, so I need to sacrifice something for that anyway, so... Alright, fine. We're gonna try it. If I biff it, then... I had it coming all along! So now I get to go through and play the command? No, not quite. Yes. Yes. Oh. Mammoth? Okay, if I play the mammoth, do I get rid of the... Yeah, I probably get rid of the fairy formation. Alright, so it is. Hey,
Come on, you can do it, Arena.
Get there. Come on, come on, come on. 0-1 unblockable Thumbelina.
Yes.
Hey, I like it. So then you just go through and slap all the equipment on Thumbelina and...
There's a whole bunch of aerial mermaid. That's beautiful. Yeah,
well, I believe that one is already common that they...
Oh, is it?
Well, it was a defender merfolk, but then you can go through and basically turn it into a human so it can attack.
Ah.
Would she fly?
Good question.
Jungle Hollow. Apply the pressure overhead. Make more bigger.
Nice.
Oh yeah, getting that one life. Get it. It wants to be a control card really bad, but not even Search for Ascanta has seen that much play anymore. Yeah, Search was so good. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? So many things. Bronto Dizzle. And I can still play another 3-drop? I was just gonna submit 0. I'm playing too slow, aren't I?
Maybe?
Sorry. Apologies, opponent.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they ditched on that one.
Eee! Sir Conrad the Grim. Human Knight. Pretty sweet. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. And for 1 in a black, each player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard.
Yeah, new cards, different format. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a little slower. Some people get frustrated. It's a free format.
Yeah.
So it's easy to quit.
People don't have any skin in it, and you're just going through and trying to get to the 6 wins. So I get it. It makes sense. That was pretty decent. I enjoyed the Jund. Let's keep rolling with it.
Going with what works.
Pew pew pew. Pew 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 indeed. Which was one of my favorite Run the Jewels tracks off of their first album. That wasn't really technically off of their first album, but it was in and around the same time. And that was really what got me into that group. If you're gonna throw Qbert on anything, I'm just gonna check it out of habit. Sure. It's a lot of gates out the gate, but whatever. Run the Jewels has become one of my favorite newer groups, and yeah, so much so that I've gone through and seen them live twice. No hate.
I don't think I've ever actually heard them either, to be fair. So.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have briefly. For playing them on Beat Saber last time.
Yeah. I still don't have a 2-drop, so Guildgate it is! Well, I mean, that's the thing. I'd listened to the artist individually when they were doing solo and former group work, and then seeing that they actually went through and collabed together was like, heck yeah. Beat Saber is crazy. I've only managed to go through and play it once, but damn, it's fun.
It's so much fun. I was actually playing it just before we started streaming.
I will eventually finish X Gonna Give It to You.
Yeah.
Likewise with Robot Rock. That was one of the things that was disappointing for me, is just finding the lack of hip-hop that they have on there.
Yeah, well, it comes out of the community.
No, and that totally makes sense, and that's why I'm just like, wait, how do we make songs with this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like, yeah, so many things, like, you're going for, like, I'd already checked and gotten the one song.
I wanted it, it's just not there already. What do we think about the food tokens? Need to see more of the set to really know if they're really going to pay off.
So far, what I've seen in Brawl is they're pretty useless. I mean, you still gain life off of them, but I feel like there has to be more to it. I don't think they'd print something so semi-useful. Could be wrong, though.
If I play Playcraft, it's not going to really hit what I want it. So.
You still have DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2 to play through?
Oh, I remember the controllers that they had for those and people going through and trying to modify that. Good times. Yeah, the core vault sucks. They got that going on.
That's true, actually. See, Beat Saber was the first game I've ever played kind of in that vein.
Rhythm games?
Yeah, rhythm games.
Yeah. I remember playing those at the freaking arcade. I was terrible at them, but still fun.
Well,
I mean stuff like Parappa the Rappa. Going back,
okay,
right?
fine. I did play Parappa the Rappa.
There you go. There you go.
Sacks. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that they weren't. It just like it's so far I haven't really seen something. I'm sure they're going to be useful. A 3 life is still useful.
All right, let's. Fix the 1/1. Yeah, I'm not sure about this anymore. Oko on 3 making a food token is it's potentially basically +9 life between the food and his loyalty. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, card draw is... Yeah.
That's
Card
true.
draw is king. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff coming that they're going to be showing later on that really goes through and benefits from it.
I'd be kind of surprised if there wasn't.
I think this one's a wash.
Unfortunately, it might be, yeah.
Goose of Paradise turn 1, Oko turn 2. Yeah. Well, I mean, Simic Walkers in general, everyone's just like, yes! More!
Simic.
I know. Gilded Goose is the Green Goblin Guide. Goblin Guide is usually important, but that's me being crazy conspiracy guy. One more take on the Savage Hunter? Why not? Why not? I think the other issue is food isn't really going to be worth the additional cost on the card. I don't know.
Probably situational, yeah. Probably more often than not.
Names that do the G than the G.
Probably
Bad murder, yeah.
Well, because that one's 3, isn't it?
Which?
Baked into a pie?
No, I thought baked into a pie was like more expensive than that.
Was it?
I thought it was.
No, I mean, I thought it was it killed 3.
I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we really need to go through and see more of the food interactions. Just need the whole damn set already. Come on.
Yeah. Why can't they just surprise spoil everything for us?
All at once.
And put it into Arena tomorrow.
Well, honestly, the one thing that I'm worried about is food. Is the food counters or the food tokens in Control, because they can just make the game go on forever at that point. Being able to continually uptake your life, because I mean, you're either holding the counter or waiting to be able to go through and sacrifice the food token to gain more life to draw out the game further.
Baked is 2. Black.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit more of an expensive of a murder, but then you get the food token off of it. I don't know. Is it really... What was that one that they had that created the treasure tokens off of a 5-costed murder? Moontain. Signet. Yeah, Signet. Signet it is!
Yeah, I was making baked into a pie with a different one.
Lightning Bolt reprint? What? I thought that... Contract Killing. Thank you, Computer King.
Right.
Lightning Bolt for Damn it. That's way too powerful.
I doubt it. I mean, it's like, what is it then?
Oh, food plus Citadel. Yes, or Command the Dread Horde. Fair, but I mean, Mana Dork is not 3 for 1. I don't know. I mean, we did get Wizard's Lightning, so it's really hard to say.
Mario said Lightning Bolt would come back one day.
True, and I mean, it seems to have been creeping pretty far these days.
Yeah, it really has, so maybe...
I mean, that would be flavorful to go through and bring that back for Theros.
Yes.
But maybe that's just me. Yeah, the Wiz Lightning has kind of spoiled us, likewise with the Retort. Being able to bust those out for 2 and 1 respectively is just like, yes.
Still a catch to getting it that cheap, though.
That's what makes it fair, right?
Red is losing a lot of toys with rotation, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really need to go through and put some more power into that to prop it up.
Yeah, the problem is any deck could use Bolt, unlike Wizard's Lightning. That is true. Or any red-based deck. Which might make it, yeah, still too powerful to be in standard. I really wonder how many times they try these things, though. Like, try bringing back old cards or functional reprints in the design and go, yeah, it still doesn't work. I mean, we would never know. They're not going to say, hey,
no,
we tried.
But I mean, that's where all the playtesting comes in. And we're like figuring out, is it broken? Is it not broken? I mean, Llanowar Elves is probably one of the most overrated creatures ever, and Bolt is still arguably the top 3 removal spells in the game.
Llanowar is overrated. Target removal. Yeah.
Ah, fine. Fine. Without it, it's basically an extra land for 1 mana.
True.
There's no bop, though.
Turn. Kind of, yeah. Franco.
Oh, because of the rhythm. This is the rhythm of the wild. Comes out with the token or a counter already, so that's gonna benefit. I actually do get to swing. And if I Palm Bright, doesn't really matter which one I do it that. Oh, actually, go through, trigger off that to give it the +1/+1 and. Wait, was I playing too slow again?
I think you've just become such a big name that they see Dr. Venture and go, wait, oh, whoa, that's Venture. I'm out of here.
Thank you for trying to stroke my ego that way, but we all know that's not true. We all know that's not true. Yeah, Rhythm Cycle would have been cool.
Yeah, actually.
Yep, and Llanowar only seen in Eternal formats because it can't go into Elf Ball unlike Bop and Hierarch. Rhythm of the Knights.
Yes. Yes.
Wordplay on point.
Would be beautiful. Win that prize.
Vandal.
Switch, or do you keep going with what's fairly intimidating your opponents? To be fair, I had a lot of people concede on me, so.
Yeah. I think this might be the last one. Curses my having to work tomorrow.
Oh, jeez. I realized what time it was.
Yeah. Definitely gotten away from us. But time flies when you're having fun.
It really does.
God damn it, Brawl. We got Brawl. We did it.
Well, how many games to play after? Like, yeah, we should probably switch. Yeah, we should probably switch. One more.
Just one more. Come on.
What was the one I saw a meme? I wish I could find it again. It was the guy in a car. He's like, one more game, and then it cuts to an overhead and going off to on a veered off path on another road that says sleep that he's completely missed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Too true.
See, I find when I get that mentality, the one more game, I hit the point where like I'm too tired to make good decisions, so I'm like, all right, I need to stop. I'm just losing needlessly. Yes, Bolt is definitely a better phone.
Yeah, it was funny how like we had that, how that whole cycle was a thing that each associated with specific colors from, I mean, Alpha.
Yeah.
We had Bolt, which was 1 cost, 3 to the face. We had Giant Growth, which was 1 cost, +3/+3.
Yes.
We had Dark Ritual, which was 1 cost, add 3 black mana.
Yeah.
Ancestral Recall for blue. I'm trying to think what the equivalent was for white, though. Swing! And we can see that pretty clearly as Lightning Strike is the best red instant at 2 mana in Standard, whereas a 2 mana Dork is practically unplayable. Yeah. Healing Salve. Yeah, it was Healing Salve, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Well, I don't have any land coming in, so... Actually... Prowler. Get body out. Body! 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 Do it! Oh, I guess Nightmare Beast looks kind of like a lizard. Originally, I thought it was like more of a feline, but I guess I'm definitely not paying attention to the artwork enough.
Playing Leafy. Yes.
Ah, Leafykin. Yeah.
Definitely beautiful ramp.
And and I don't know what you mean about Paradise Druid or Incubation Druid. I've definitely warmed up to Incubation Druid.
Yep. I haven't actually been playing that much Simic, despite how much I love Simic.
Thought you'd be all about Simic Flash.
I have been playing a fair amount. I don't know. I feel semi-guilty playing Simic Flash sometimes.
That deck do be annoying.
I've been playing a lot of Orzhov, actually. But that's in playing on Go Ranked.
Simic Flash, yeah. It's like,
that's why I feel bad. I'm like, I hate playing against it.
Feels like my sworn enemy at this point.
I feel like I'm part of the problem.
Do you want to be part of the problem or part of the solution? What's the solution for that? I don't know. Something that
everybody voluntarily stops playing it.
Finding something that beats Simic Flash, but then ultimately ends up being more oppressive.
I'm just gonna create Simic Flash Players Anonymous. Help get people off the Simic Flash.
That's an approach.
Play Flash against Flash. I've played Flash against Flash.
Flash be flashed. Who can flash the hardest?
It's like a game of chicken on end step, basically. It's like, are you gonna play first, or am I gonna play first? And am I gonna counter you, or are you gonna counter me?
Who's gonna do what?
Yeah.
In what order? What are we doing here? Oh.
Part of Nexus Anonymous community.
Oh.
I'm a card carrying member too.
Yeah, you were all about that Nexus of Gates.
It was.
And then I mean your Nexus, the Teferi Oathbreaker deck that you managed to go through and pull Nexus off in that one.
Oh yeah, well, I can't remember that card. The card where I got to copy the spell and just play it on tap. That
I don't remember, but damn.
I have that in my my Jace Mill deck at the moment.
Double strike, gosh. Lists. Solar.
Which list? Like the deck lists? just play. I mean,
Winning lists.
okay. Yes.
Those would have had to have been from recent tournaments, right?
Yeah, I do tournaments. I mean, Goldfish usually ranks like events and what decks have won. Shows you a breakdown.
That's true. They go through and it's 10 to the face. Alright, no blocks.
You're fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Wait, does that have vigilance?
Yes.
Of course it does.
That's what that shield is.
Of course that is.
Double strike vigilance is what's showing on it.
I don't think I'm coming back from this. No, that's gonna tap everything. Oh, actually not. Alright. Fables. Oh, that double strike is totally gonna screw me. Leyline doesn't survive.
Yeah, it's to even get that beautiful death touch in there.
Oh!
Up next, we have a beautiful card for you to have right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting spanked right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It happens. Can't complain though. I mean, I have managed to go through and do quite a bit with this deck as it is, so.
Yeah, it's actually been quite good for you.
Mask of Immolation. Auto equips. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Paraíso Druid. Ashola. Alright, with the Manache. Well, 12 to the face and I lose all my teams.
Menace to the battlefield.
I'm curious as to why they ended up touching the mask. Oh. Well, that's not lethal, but that's so damn close, I don't think it even matters at this point. Yikes. Yeah.
Some hard removal or some target removal here would be just fantastic.
None of that. Who gets none? Okay, so that's a good game.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, did it not actually?
No.
Why you gotta be like that, game?
Rotation, they only get better.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's gonna get better after rotation. As much as I hate this, half of my cards that I have a large amounts of rotate out, I think standard is gonna be better, and everything will just. There's too many sets in at the moment.
The pains of rotation. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Alright, so what do I throw into here? Tree! I've got one. Summons, repeated reverberations, geists, just... Yeah, why not? God's willing, since we're going back to Theros. Ha! Alright, well, that has been our kick at the can at Eldraine Courtside Brawl, which, along with it, goes through and brings Brawl into MTG Arena, which we should have fully rolled out by the time Throne of Eldraine rolls in, rotation occurs, and then we actually have full release of the game out of beta. So, nice. Flipping awesome. A lot of great stuff to look forward to, and I mean, Brawl. You can go through and jam this stuff and earn, like, playsets of cards from Throne of Eldraine, which is awesome. Freaking awesome. And yeah, Theros, Ikoria, we've got Core 2021, and Zendikar Rising. So no more noodle flying pasta monsters. It's just Zendikar. And then we also have a world of monsters in Ikoria. So
yeah,
that's gonna be cool.
I'm looking forward to all the sets, but I mean, I say that when they announce all the sets. So.
Yeah, but I mean, considering how like everything that they've gone through and led up for the announcement with all the spoilers and like, we're just riding on a high here.
Really are. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Throws just because that's where I last came in, was in that block. So
like, I don't think they haven't really, other than some of the ways that they've decided to release certain things and make them available to the public, the sets themselves, like, I don't think there's been a weak one since Guilds of Ravnica.
No, they've actually been pretty strong. I think they kind of they flopped really hard when it came around Almond Cat, but they stumbled, but they're back on their feet and running full force forward. So
yeah, because I mean we had Dominaria, which was fantastic, and then followed it up with 4, which didn't quite do what a lot of people were really hoping for. And then from that we moved into Guilds, or Return to Ravnica Allegiance.
Brawl is fantastic.
Brawl is awesome. I'm so stoked that we have it in here, and I mean,
yeah, I'm glad. Shame that people aren't positive. We've actually been fans of this format for a long time. Like, we liked it when they first announced it in like Dominaria. We've actually played Paper Brawl on stream before.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of our first paper streams that we actually did. We
did Brawl
versus Oathbreaker.
Yeah, so.
And I mean, I still do have my 2 Brawl decks, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to jam one last game in on stream before we have the whole rotation going on. So,
and maybe we'll do that on Sunday, which is when we will be back again. Is on Sunday. By noonish, and I say by noonish, I mean by 1ish.
Yeah,
sometime around there.
Somewhere around there. We
usually live by noon.
We try to have our schedule as a rough guideline for when we're going to be live, because this is it's magic. We love playing this stuff, be it digital or cardboard paper.
Yeah, both are fun.
Yeah, and now that we're going through and getting more formats, this is just makes it more fun. Well, thank you, DJ Kid Infinite 13.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And thanks everybody who's hung out with us this stream. There's been a lot of people and all the new followers.
Yes, thank you, Computer King, for the raid earlier.
Yes,
that was huge. That was awesome. And everyone that's decided to follow and chat along with and join us on this crazy adventure that has been the Courtside Brawl in anticipation of Throne of Eldraine. This has been awesome. So we will be back on Sunday for paper.
Yes.
For more of the actual IRL stuff, and still trying to continue to improve this setup for that in the stream. And otherwise, if you want to make sure that you do catch us next time that we're streaming either Arena or Paper Magic or any other things that we like to try and squeeze in every now and then, be sure to hit that follow or that subscribe button depending
if you
on
haven't yet.
Yes, depending on what platform you're on. And otherwise, let us know what you guys are thinking about the format. Brawl finally got it. We did it. And like Throne of Eldraine, what are you looking forward to? Do you think food's actually going to end up working out? Because we had quite an interesting discussion about that, and it just gotta wait to see what more of the set's going to be coming out.
Never have been so down on food.
What other? I mean, we're going Arturian. What other Camelot stuff are we gonna have? Are we gonna have the Knights of the Round Table?
Maybe. There's a lot of night stuff, so
Are we gonna have the Knights who say ni?
I doubt it, but that'd be awesome.
And then I mean, as well with all the other fairy tale stuff, all the Grims and everything else that they can go through and weave in. This is gonna be awesome. So love to hear from you guys. Thank you everyone for watching along, chatting along with, and we hope to catch you in the next one. And until then, first LGS was called The Round Table. Nice. That is so fitting for that. And I think on that note, we're going to call it a stream. So until the next time.
Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.